Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Ultimate Empire Showdown 2. My name is Zulfur. I am your caster for today. I'm joined by Hejbl and Surtak. I'm having trouble with your name. I'm having a lot of trouble trying to say your name. I'm so
You're
sorry.
not the first one and not the last person to butcher that name.
We'll work on it.
It's
Anyway, today is a very important day because today is the 10th anniversary of Planetside 2. So that is 10 years of Planetside. Isn't that crazy, guys?
I mean, it's
Absolutely amazing.
cool.
So, how are you guys doing anyway?
Oh, I'm good. It's a bit late here in Europe.
Yeah,
A tiny bit.
We're doing
tiny
fine.
bit late.
It's perfect time for a game.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's perfect time for gaming, and I'm absolutely delighted to be here to be covering this Empire Showdown today. So 10 years of Planetside. If you guys don't know, you guys should know by now, but Planetside 2 is a MMO FPS. Let's just say that. Online first-person shooter where you battle online with thousands of players across aircraft, armor, infantry, base building, and it's just a great experience. And I've played this game on and off for the last 10 years, and if you haven't tried it yet, you should go ahead and download it. But today specifically, we're here to see a specific event where there's going to be a few different stages to it. There's going to be a few different casters coming in and giving their expertise on each specific events, which we'll go over shortly. I just want to give a shout out to the PSB crew who's making all this happen today. You guys want to go ahead and shout those guys out? I need to have a drink of water.
Shout out to Verunda doing God's work with the stream and setting everything up. Obviously to RPG for providing the game and the event, organizing this great anniversary event. To all the ops camps helping. I think Hejbl has to call them out because I can't see the names right now, and I don't want to forget anyone.
So the entire crew that's gonna be helping around is gonna be Zariv, Infils, Delta, obviously Zulfur, me, Surtak, and then we're gonna have the duo of Gretchen and Gelos, and obviously Varunda directing this entire stuff.
Yeah, all sitting back there in the PSP trucks. There is a big team supporting us here today. Let's jump in and talk a little bit about what we're going to see across the event today. So, first up, we've got our Bastion battle. Now, this is going to be a fun one. So, the way this works is all the teams can only pull aircraft. Essentially, a Bastion gets pulled from each warp gate, and there's a center ring, and we're going to be on Indar. So, there's bases that have been heshed out. The Bastions must head towards. It doesn't matter where they enter those rings, but they do need to head towards there. Bastions, as soon as they are spawned, they are free game. They have 3 lives, so they can pull up to 3 Bastions. And the way this essentially works is the last Bastion standing in the center ring wins the game after 3 lives. So the last one standing wins. We're going to see lots of aircraft pulls. We'll talk a little bit about strategy in a bit when we come back around to it. But so myself, Surtak and Hejbl is going to be casting this one. We've also got next up after that is the Colossus battle, so that's going to be armor only. That's going to be on Ezimir. They start with 9 Colossuses on each team, and again, the last Colossus standing wins that one. So that's going to be a fun one too. I'm going to be also covering that one. We're going to be having Delta and Zariv join us for giving us some insights on their armor expertise as well. I've got Hejbl and Surtak here to help me with the aircraft and the Bastion stuff too, to tell me really what's happening, because I'm basically the hype man. So the next one we've got, I'll be passing the baton because that's going to be a lot of casting. Gelos and Gretchen are going to take over the Nasons Defiance infantry only battle on Hossen. So it's going to be a 40-minute battle, and the last remaining owner of the base is going to win that one. So that's going to be a longer one. That's probably going to take about 40 minutes, whereas the other two are probably going to take about 20 minutes. It is worth noting we're going to probably take a rough 10-minute break between each of those, depending on the event setup. We should probably mention as well that the leaders of each of these teams are community creators, which you guys should all know Kamikaze78. He is a friendly Aussie content creator, one of the few Oceanic content creators. Plays a lot of FPS games, big into Planetside 2. All around great guy. We've got Winter Gaming, so coming across from StarCraft, does play a bit of Planetside 2 and used to play it a lot as well. He's going to come in with those micro managing strategies from StarCraft, so that's going to come into effect on our last event of the day. But last up for the TR, it's going to be Commander Sirius, long-term Planetside player. He's been around since the beginning, creating content. You guys should all know him. He did an interview earlier today with one of the ex-developers of the game, which was really good. You should go check that out. So, yeah, that's really it. Commander Sirius, Connery player. That's really a team captains for today, and they're going to have. Do you know how many are on each team, guys? Roughly.
I think
It's
around
144.
140, yeah, 140-ish.
140-ish on each team. So I did skip over one of the last event. I wanted to save this for last, and that's going to the final event of the day, which will be covered by Gelos and Anna, two great PSB casters. They will be covering the Amarish alert, which is a combined arms alert, just like you see on live. It's going to be a 45-minute alert this time. Most territory held at the end of the game wins. So yeah, I think Winter Gaming's StarCraft micro strategy is going to really come into effect there for him. Before we start talking about that, we're getting ahead of ourselves, guys. We should look at the Bastion battle and sort of pull out our predictions and pull out what sort of strategies do you think people are going to employ. We'll hand it over to you guys and let us know what sort of strategies you think these teams might come out with, because could be anything. All it says is aircraft only.
Yeah, and I mean, Bastions are big aircrafts in itself, right? Bastions are huge aircraft fleet carriers, which can spawn in free ESFs, basically, which are called interceptors, and give you like a loadout already, which provides you with a lot of DPS, though their respawn rate is limited. So it might not be the smartest choice to only pull from them, and as we can see here, it's already they're pulling a lot of different stuff, which we can talk about in a second. Some galaxies in there, big whale-like planes, and some ESFs. And I think squad composition for your air is going to be really important here.
And just worth noting, for those who don't know, when he says ESF, he means the fighter aircraft. Empire Specific Fighter is what that stands for. Just going to add some references in there for people who may not know some of these terminologies. Sorry, carry on, guys.
Exactly. So,
TR Warpgate now.
We're going on with again, we see a lot of galaxies, big planes here, and I think we will see that as well for VS. We barely see like the other two ESFs though, which are Liberators and Valkyries. Why do you think that is, Hejbl?
I feel like the issue with libs in like those huge airfights is like, sure, you have a one-shot mechanic in the form of Dalton, like Shredder, which deals.
Do you think there might be some strikers damage, in these Valkyries?
Like, the issue is like, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few lock-on Valks or striker Valks, because
Yeah, I mean that's going to give TR a significant advantage if there's going to be strikers on the side of those Valks. Technically, still is aircraft only.
Yeah, with the latest patch, the lock-ons got a slightly bit touched.
We already see this red glimmering effect though on the Mossies in the back, which means there's a lock-on jamming galaxy around, which creates a
I'd say it's
around.
I'd say it's that one that's flying around at the bottom of the screen there. You can see as it's changing all the colors. That's kind of cool. That looks really pretty. This game is really pretty, by the way. There has just been a new update. It's worth noting. We're about a minute off the start now. There is a new update that's out on Planetside. Does a revamp of some graphics, and you get capture flag game mode, few map improvements, weapon patches and stuff. So it's definitely worth getting into at the moment. If you're looking for a new game to pick up, that's for sure. So we're in the VS Warpgate right now. The forces of the mighty Winter Gaming getting ready to roll out. Absolutely love this shot, by the way, PSB crew.
Oh, yeah.
This is a stunning shot here on Amarish today. What a good day for it as well. So Indar, oh gosh, I'm so sorry, Indar. I was talking about Amarish alert, wasn't I? We're on Indar.
Yeah.
Okay, Bastion is up. I can see the broadcast happening. Here go Kamikaze's first one to pull the Bastion out the gate. That means he's going to get the lower slot, which could be a disadvantage because the other Bastions are going to be able to be above him. So leaving Commander Sirius is going to pull the last one and going to be on the top slot, which is going to give him a significant advantage when it comes to using those underbelly cannons on the Bastion to actually shoot the hard points. So there's the that's pulled is on that top slot. So we've got a first-person perspective here right now. I don't know who I don't even know who we're looking at. B-Way Practice 4.
In his blue champion, I think.
Okay, anyway,
yeah, you can see it in the bottom right corner.
Oh, champion, but yeah, there we go. Blue champions and purple champion, I guess today in the VS VS Scythe. Just hanging back, not they're just sitting on the edge of the zone. They're not really trying to engage anything. This is an interesting position to be in. It gives him a lot of coverage and vision about what's happening on his team, so he can really see. He's spotted the Bastion, so he's going to be telling his team now that, hey, look, the Bastion's here, and he's already opening fire.
You can see on the VS side. On the VS side, you can see really well how they all spread around super wide, which gives you a lot of like wide shots, and you can shoot from a lot of different angles, which makes it really difficult for your opponent. Other than the NC side, which you can see, which fly really close in a close ball, which will lead to way more crashes on the NC side, as well as blocking each other, and you can just spam in the direction and hopefully hit a few more shots.
Yeah, I mean, those galaxies at the front seem to look to be blocking, and they have galaxies on basically covering all the hard points minus the back ones to block. So they're going for a very much turtle-in strategy by the looks of things, sitting on the edge of the hex, not trying to do too much.
They even have one below blocking. Do you think the below hard points are harder to kill, Hejbl?
I mean, on live they super melt because you have like flags spamming up or even like AP tanks looking up.
Yeah,
but, like,
the main difference here is there's no ground.
Well, yeah, here it doesn't matter right now because tongue ban for this.
I'd be using it to block the rear ones, to be honest. But hey, look, they've got a strategy in mind, so let's see how this pans out for them. We've got a first-person perspective here. Smelborp in the mosquito disengages from the fight though. Doesn't want to take that because he sees a few of his friends trying to come in and save him.
He got a good chunk of damage off, like
he did. He managed to
baiting some people.
Yeah, he's probably trying to pick one off from the pack and just be able to take him out one at a time. Look, he's getting so much damage here on this Reaver. The Reaver's going to go down.
His friends were baiting really nice for him there, so they went in, trying to jump someone, focus someone out, got a huge chunk of damage in, but obviously everyone jumped them, so they ran back, and Smelborp helped them get back out of the pit.
Look at the amount of PPAs, or what? That's not PPAs. That's
oh no, these are Terran.
Look at those! Look at all those purple bullets. That is incredible. Yeah. So they've got like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different angles.
On the other side, there's a huge battle between VS and TR currently.
I can't even see who's winning. They're just about to smash into each other. There's bullets flying from literally every direction. A Galaxy's going to go down in the corner there, taking lots of fire. Will go down. It's like it's smothered by NC shells. And not much happening at the VS.
Attacking. Like,
VS has just gone full aggressive.
They had great focus fire there as well, actually killing galaxies, which is really difficult if there's several rep galaxies in the mix.
Winter hasn't allocated all of his forces into the battle, and this is his little bit of StarCraft micro coming, and he's like, we're going to keep some reserve here, because they've done a really good job at opening that battle, but they also have some fallback for the next engagement, and there's no action over their Bastion. Whereas the NC Bastion was getting focused really hard. But it looks like that battle's just turned around. The Reavers have just pushed out and now pushing away Winter Gaming's sides. With help of, obviously, the Bastion anti-air guns are going to do a lot of work for them.
Though, because he has pushed out so far, it's possible for them now to repull in time, if they manage to do it quickly. To counter NC again, and I think they got a great chunk of damage into NC.
So it looks like there's a huge
attack on the huge NC push on the VS Bastion, and Liddy's coming in here now. Looks like he's going to focus on the underside, try and get some of these lower hard points down where there's not as much fire, or even try and bait some shots away. Looks for the hard point, but doesn't quite line up the angle right. Now going to go take an engagement on the side. Huge play in from Kamikaze is sending his forces in. Winter Gaming now scrambling to get his galaxies. Doing a really good job though, blocking those hard points. But the Reavers are getting shots off, and those galaxies are slowly getting taken out of the sky. And look at this hard point on fire at the back there. That's not going to be long before it goes down.
Look how the galaxies move around. I think that's a really nice strategy. Stacking these on top of that, like wrapping each other, covering the hardpoint really well, and as you can see, it's still on fire, but I think it hasn't gone down yet, so I think they are defending it.
Looks like they've literally all crowding those rear hardpoints. They're going to be leaving those front ones really, really exposed, and I think the NC forces have noticed that. Now those front ones are going to take a bit of a pounding as well. Looks like those galaxies are doing a really great job at blocking, and we're getting Blue Champion again with his first-person shot, taking out a few mosquitoes here and there. This is what it looks like to be playing the game, guys. This is craziness. Gonna go and take out few mosquitoes coming in for a run. So it looks like the TR and the NC are both bullying Winter Gaming's Bastion, because Winter went out on a big aggressive, and I think he attacked both at the same time, and he crashes into the galaxy. A bit of a body whale slam there, as we say. Got a bit more blocking. Winter's Bastion is hurting quite a bit. If you look at the top left of your map there, you see Cammy's lost one hard point, and some of a hard point, and Winter's lost quite a bit of HP on that first Bastion. So that
looks like Cammy's kind of going in on Commander Sirius with the high ground advantage of the Bastion.
Yeah, it looks like... so Cammy's got the lowest slot by... Oh, no, actually, he's got the highest slot now. He's come out on top. So
I think it's like dependent on the terrain.
Yeah.
It depends on where you click with the waypoint you want to move Sebastian on.
I see. So Cammy's actually identified he's got a height advantage, and he's going to go straight in for Cammy's Bastion. Sorry, for Sirius's Bastion, because that height advantage is going to be so nuts. You can see the Bastion itself is actually firing shots off, and they're actually able to connect with the back of the Commander Sirius's Bastion. So he's turning turning that to starboard now and firing shots onto Sirius's port side, and it's gonna do a lot of damage. And Winter Gaming's coming in for attack on Sirius too.
That looks serious, to be honest. Like, at least one or two head waypoints.
Was that a pun?
Down here.
Was that intended?
That was not intended, no.
Alright, Kamikaze's quite exposed here, getting attacked by Champion now, and he's going to do a lot of damage on this hardpoint, and not a lot of... The anti-aircraft turrets have not noticed. They've taken out one of them, but now he's getting focused, and he's going to get out of there lickety-split.
At this amount, anti-aircraft turrets will not do much damage. It's gonna be the ESFs that kill you. Once you start focusing these hard points, you're an easy target because you can't move much anymore, and you're shooting. So you're trading your HP for the HP of the hard point.
Winter Gaming is not happy about the full brutal assault he took from the TR in NC. So now he's going and bullied down Kamikaze some health, but Commander Sirius took a huge beating in that last engagement. He's down just below half health on that first Bastion. They're all sort of parallel to each other right now, which is just kind of an interesting shot to see. They're kind of sort of fighting Kamikaze kind of sandwiched in the middle of the battle here, so he's going to be feeling it from both sides. Look, it's such an interesting perspective. A bunch of galaxies sitting on the bottom left of the screen there.
There's even a Liberator in there, if I see that correctly, flying around.
Bastions are all hurting pretty bad, but actually Kamikaze has got the most health in his Bastion right now, so that turtle strategy seems to have been paying off for them. He does need to get out of the middle, though, because that's going to really hurt him if those two Bastions decide to come across.
Meanwhile,
Liberator goes
Kamikaze
down.
is getting super pushed by Winter's gaming forces. Like, this, what, platoonish of size, just...
Yeah,
coming
got
down
champion in
Kamikaze's
the
Bastion.
scythe coming in upside down, trying to get
the
a
reason
shot
what he
off.
did there was the reason why we don't see lips, because he just went straight at that lip and killed it. So
Yeah.
there's not
Okay,
much
so
to do
he
against
did a ram into the back. Did kill someone though. Wow. Look at this. Look at this right now. We've got mass amounts of mosquitoes and reavers all engaging each other. Is that over the? I can't see what Bastion that's over. That's over Commander Sirius's Bastion.
Should be
No,
the
that's-
T1, yes.
That's...
That's that is.
I honestly don't know, but it
I
looks like
I couldn't
Kami.
tell you. It looks like it's hurting bad, so that makes me think it might be Commander Sirius's. Unless Kami's got a lot of hard points under fire, I'm not sure. But we are looking at the TR1 in the top right there. TR1 is actually
quite fine. That's the NC Bastion getting attacked.
Yeah, the NC Bastion has just got a lot of hard points really low, so it doesn't show in the full health pool. Is that right? Does it only take away a chunk of health when you lose a hard point? So
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sirius has lost a few whole hard points, and that's why he's showing to be lower. But Kamikaze's probably in a worse off situation. Look at the fire coming off that
Kami only
Bastion.
has two hard points according to map. Now he's even on one. Yeah. I
And
think
he's the
Kami's
only
in the middle
faction
of
not
the-
going with the galaxies, so they're having
No.
big trouble, and they're paying the bill for that now.
Yeah, and the other two guys absolutely have identified that, and they're going to probably be going all in on here to try and get this sorted and done. Get the first Bastion out of the way.
Here goes Kami. Yeah,
Oh,
Kami's
Kamikaze has exploded! Boom, that is the first Bastion down! I don't know who got the final kill on that one, but he is going to be one Bastion down and hurting, and not going to be happy about that with that early loss. So, now we get to a 1v1 and while Kami pulls a second Bastion. So we get a 1v1 for a while. So this is a time for someone to capitalize and get a second kill off that momentum before Kamikaze arrives back in the ring. Or potentially, they could send all their forces to get that second Kamikaze Bastion out of the way.
You could, though, like, I think you just want to play it defensive here, defend your own HP. And VS did that really well for the first Bastion with all their galaxies. Swarming around with their scythes spreading really nicely, and then only going for this big chunk of damage once you're ready.
Now Commander
That looks like
goes
second
down to
Bastion,
the-
serious,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, the leftover reavers and
Big explosion. It takes out a few aircraft with it too. Two NC lives remain, so also 2 TR lives remain now too.
And VS is still quite healthy. You can see it on the top left. It still have like half health left.
I don't know if the top left is updated. I think that's stuck.
Yeah, that looks
Oh,
stuck, yeah,
it
but
might be. Yeah, that looks stuck.
Yes.
looks
So
like
that's
Winter
alright.
It's
looks
still
like two
last
hard
time we
points.
saw it. It was still quite
Yeah,
healthy.
Winter's still got quite a few hard points remaining, and not a lot of damage across the other ones as well. So it's looking good for Winter Gaming right now, but a lot can change because there's still 2 Bastions to pull. The NC guys will regroup on the Bastion, maybe re-pull a few galaxies. We can see here, back into the battle right now. So there's
That
a
is
bit
a
of a
VS
clarification.
Bastion, right?
That is a VS Bastion. That is Winter
Yeah, that's
Gaming.
Winter. Yeah.
That is
You
Winter
see-
Gaming. Look at the amount of galaxies he's got.
Yeah, they're still working out. So the other teams need to figure out the counter. So they either need to pull a lot of Tomcats to kill them, or they need to use the Worms. Or maybe you could even use Lips now to use the Vector, which is the default nose gun for the Liberator, because it does a lot of damage to galaxies.
Mainly just lips and.
We're seeing Champion taking out a few targets there, using some lock-ons. Does get the hit off because he can take him out. No, he's got to rotate that. Can he find the kill on this Reaver? He's got it. He's got it. Easy, no problem. Absolutely no problem for Champion there in the scythe. Gonna go back up now and protect. He's doing a really good job protecting his Bastion. I think he's just been set on protection duty to get any NC or mosquitoes trying to come and attack. It's interesting if they try and focus him down, but he's doing a really good job at maneuvering there, moving sideways, and sides are really good for that kind of maneuverability. Would you say that which is the most maneuverable ESF out of the arsenal? Would you guys say?
So I'd actually say the Scythe is probably the least maneuverable, not in terms of like roll and pitch speed, like that's the same for all the ESFs, but the Scythe's the slowest and also has the weakest afterburners, right? The Scythe is really good at doing what Winter Gaming is doing really good. They're really flat and they have a really thin profile. So what you can do is you can go long range and just go for your shots basically. That's where the Scythe is really good, and it lags because it's not that fast and maneuverable actually. It has a big side on front, bottom and top profile. So once you get close, the Scythe gets disadvantages.
Yeah, that's why. Is that why you see the pilots flying sideways, like on the side angle away from them, so they can only hit their side perspective, which gives them a really small hitbox, right?
Yeah.
But like also, there's like difference between like actually flying Scythe. Well, meanwhile, Winter Bastion goes down.
Winter Bastion goes down in the background, so that's the first one down for Winter. But he's lost that quite late in the battle, and the other two Bastions are probably going to be showing up to the party shortly. So that's done for Winter Gaming. We can see this person's perspective again, having some intense dogfighting. There's so many mosquitoes around. He's not going to take that engagement because he's just in enemy territory.
He's in a bad spot.
Winter Gaming instantly pulls that second Bastion. They still have a lot of aircraft up, but that Bastion needs to get there to support them, else that's going to keep happening. They're going to get taken down. Now we're looking at some Reaver gameplay. So I love the Reaver. The afterburner, as you say, on the Reaver is the most powerful. It's got the longest burn time on it. So technically it's got the fastest acceleration. So you can get in and out and kill a Bastion quite quickly in a Reaver because of the way the afterburners function on, especially with the extended fuel tanks.
It also has a lot of damage. Like, people underestimate that often when they start flying. But the Reaver guns, in exchange for the big hitbox, for the big profile of the Reaver, actually do a big chunk of damage. They have like 10 to 20% more damage than the other factions across weapons. Which can be a huge deal if you hit most of your shots. We are not seeing that working so far, really. Like, this Vortex is normally really hard to get off you, but we are not seeing many Vortex jumping ESFs on the seaside.
I think it's also like super hard to do in this format. It's like
so Smellbob almost taken out Liddy there, I think, but decided to disengage because of all of the Reavers around. They have no idea that Smellbob is behind them. Got absolutely no idea, but they just get flanked from behind, so it doesn't matter anyway. That was cheeky from Smellbob.
Yeah, but then everybody's behind Smellboard because there's like 100 ESFs per side, so yeah.
That was a bit cheeky, and he got punished for it. Okay, so Sirius as well, maintaining quite an array of galaxies, noticing that Winter's strategy of galaxies has paid off and probably decided to pivot more towards that. It's quite a common thing to use galaxies to protect Bastions. You see it in the live gameplay as well. The body blocking is really powerful, especially with prox repair gals, because they're just going to be repairing each other the whole time. Which is insane because you can stack that across a few. It doesn't stack across, I believe, guys. Does the prox repair stack across?
They don't stack, so you can only have one repair effect at the same time. Yeah,
but you could make a line of them so the radius is extended in a way.
I think it actually is different if you're like getting also repaired by a boss. Like those two.
Yes, but you have to add the Galaxy repair first and the Sunday repair on the second.
Yeah, and last time I checked, Sunderers don't fly.
True.
Last time I checked.
With a Noah's gun.
Yeah, you can deploy Sunderers in midair with an orbital strike too, which is a fun feature in Planetside 2. If you download the game and play it. Look at that Galaxy gonna go down. Looks like the pilots just bailed and said, "Nah, I'm not going down with this ship." An unhonorable bail.
And C isn't really adjusted yet. Like, they are using Galaxies, but they're just flying in with them, using them for attack, and then they're leaving their own Bastion completely uncovered, as you can see it here. Like, it's completely open to enemies' attacks, and VS is abusing that. And
also,
just hard focusing the enemy behind
the getting sandwiched by both of the sides.
I think we were seeing VS Galaxies in the back there, weren't we?
No,
was that NC?
Oh no, the VS Galaxies were attacking the VS Bastion, the NC Bastion.
The NC Bastion. Yeah, that's what you're saying, right? That's interesting.
And here we see a light assault. Is a light assault a plane?
He's flying. So, like, skydivers,
he's in the air.
right? Yeah, look, aircraft only. I guess a jetpack is an aircraft, technically. As much as a drone is an aircraft. But Kamikaze's almost lost his second Bastion. He's on a smither of health. Here comes Winter Gaming by the looks of it. Oh no, here comes Commander Sirius and his guys for the last killing blow, and they're going to get it down. Looks like the TR will get the final kill on that one. Cammy goes down. Looks like Sirius is hurting quite a lot in the background there too. And the left-hand side, you've got Winter Gaming to the right of the screen and the VS Bastion. So Sirius now got the highest slot. Going to go turn his attention over to Winter Gaming to see if he can get the advantage by taking his second Bastion before Sirius loses his second one.
But he's already really low.
He is already really low. He's got a lot of galaxies there. Winter doesn't have a lot of protection.
Sirius is the high ground, but the hard points are popping on Sirius Bastion.
Winter's losing hard points really fast, though.
And
looks like galaxies are on ram duty.
And Kami's reverse coming from the backside to clear the Sirius Bastion.
Yeah, I think Kami's going to want revenge on Sirius, but arguably it'd probably be better to focus on Winter Gaming to make sure that he gets his second Bastion down to level the playing field.
Winter is kind of stuck below the Sirius Bastion, and the...
And Winter's hurting a lot from this, but I don't know if Sirius can actually come out on top of this engagement, because he goes down. He's going to go down. That explosion is going to damage Winter's Bastion, though. It's going to be close enough, I think.
So unlucky.
Yes, it does. It does damage some of those rear hard points. No, it doesn't.
As you can see, like, for Winter, his top hard points are mostly, like, burning or down, but I think his bottom hard points are still fine. So I think actually going above him might be a mistake here.
Alright, I think we are now down to the sudden death. Yeah, there we go. Kill as many enemies as possible. This is the sudden death. So essentially, oh, okay. VS takes the win for the first event. So he's the last man standing then. I guess.
Oh, he is, because he brought a few others out of the circle where we died.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So he's the last one in the circle at that point. So there was no other Bastions in the circle. So the Bastions had to be in the circle for them to extend the overtime.
Yeah.
So Winter Gaming takes the dub. Winter Gaming takes a dub, but they're not worried about that. They're still going to just fight it down to the death. Well, Vanu comes out on top with the superior micromanagement skills, I'd say, of Winter Gaming there. Everyone else did a really good effort. They almost clawed that back. I think Winter was pretty hurting on that second Bastion there, and I think if Sirius and Camu focused that down, we would have seen a bit of a different story.
There's still information. Can you see this? Unbelievable. Even in sudden death.
All right, I believe that concludes the first event, right? That was what it said. So I mean, they're just going to do a victory parade now across Indar and show their Vanu superiority with a superior technology. So yeah, the scythe comes reign supreme. I guess
Galaxies, to be honest, it's not even
galaxies.
Yeah. I think it's galaxies.
Actually, you're right. I think galaxies were the main difference there. Winter controlled his galaxies really well and actually used those galaxies to support the attack.
Yes.
And as well as defense. So it's like you have that procs repair advantage on the attack as well as the defense. It's gonna really benefit your team, and it's shown. He only lost one Bastion. Cammy lost 2, and Sirius lost 1 as well.
Sirius lost 2.
No, 2.
Lost 2. Sorry,
Yeah.
lost 2. Yeah, sorry. No,
Yeah.
they both lost, of course. And Sirius never managed to pull his third one because time was up.
Yeah.
You're right, guys. Absolutely correct. So, dub for Winter Gaming. I wonder if that's gonna hinder the mental of Kamikaze and Sirius going into the next battle. Which, by the way, the next one is going to be the Colossus clash. That's going to happen shortly once it gets set up on the other continent. We may go to a short break in a moment, but we'll just quickly talk about the armor event and then hype that up a bit, and we'll go to a break. And when that's ready to start, we'll come back. So yeah, armor only. 9 Colossuses are pulled from each team at the start, and it's the last one standing on Ezimir, which is going to be the winner. Similar to the Bastion / last Colossus win. So you can pull as much armor as you want, but as long as if you don't have a Colossus up, you are not going to be winning that fight. The Bastion actually does go down. If you saw in the top right, goes boomy. Okay,
For some
so
reason, there
guys,
was an extra one, but
yeah,
who knows?
Yeah, I think they just pulled it to the battlefield. So we'll go to a short, possibly 10-minute break while they get set up on the next continent. and we'll get the other casters in here. So thank you to Hejbl and Surtak for joining me on this Bastion Smash. You guys it's getting late for you guys in Europe, so maybe heading off to bed shortly, but thanks for casting with me. It's been an honor.
Thanks for having us. I'll watch the other casts and hope it's going to be a great show.
Yeah. So the next cast that's coming up is I'm going to be casting again alongside Delta and Zariv for the Colossus clash. Gelos and Gretchen are going to be taking over in the Nasons Defiance infantry battle. Sorry, and then Gelos and Annabelle are going to be taking over the Amarish Alert cast as well. So we'll go to a quick break. I'll be back shortly. Thanks, guys, again. We'll see you soon. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Ultimate Empire Showdown 2 for the 10th anniversary Planetside 2. My name is Zulfur. I am back again to help cast this Colossus smash. I'm joined by Delta and Zariv. How are you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
Pretty good, all things considered.
Are you okay? Are you okay, Zariv? Because you're upside down there. You alright?
Oh, shit happens.
It's perfectly normal for a mag rider.
That's average.
Yeah.
Every few minutes.
If
you're not upside down, you're not trying hard enough.
It happens. It definitely happens.
It's a loadout adjustment, not a flip.
Exactly.
And you're looking a bit excited to be here too, Delta, with your prowler eyes there. So anyway, we're here to cover the Empire Showdown 2 event. The particular one is the Colossus Clash. And we are going to see some stuff today, that's for sure. They're just about getting ready to go. I think the armor's all gathering up as we speak right now. It's worth noting today we've got if you're just joining us, we've got Commander Sirius leading the TR, we've got Kamikaze leading the NC, and we've got Winter Gaming leading the VS team. So tell me a little bit about armor. We'll go to our resident TR main, Delta. Tell us a little bit about TR armor. What's
TR
good?
armor. I'm an NC main here.
Sorry, you're a prowler. You're an NC main. Details. You're a prowler, so can you tell me about TR first?
Yeah, so we're going to be seeing a fairly large number of prowlers today. The prowler's strengths are that it's really, really easy to use right out of the box. It's got the anchor mode built-in ability that allows it to lock its position down, become immobilized, and then increases the gun velocity or the projectile velocity. So that makes it really easy to hit with, and then it's also very, very simple to drive.
Wow, what's the go-to weapon loadout?
For the prowler, I would probably just be running the Gatekeeper on the roof for this. That's the secondary weapon, and then for the main cannon, the armor-piercing shells. Those have the highest velocity, so they're the easiest to hit with. You could mix in the new King Snake gun, but I wouldn't commit really hard to that because it is fairly range limited, even if the damage output of that thing is absolutely crazy.
Now, here's a controversial question. Well, not really. Is solo the Prowler, or do you reckon they should grab a gunner in this particular context?
Probably you bring gunners just for the extra firepower.
Yeah. You're going to have to micro a lot, pressing your F keys, getting in and out of that.
In the Lane Smasher Outfit Wars formats, we would have to worry about air, so a lot of them would have AA guns on the roof, but we don't have that problem here, so we don't need to worry about that, and we just need to worry about getting as much firepower downrange, and, well, also not running into each other, and that's why you don't flood the battlefield with a bunch of half-crewed tanks.
So we're going to see some lightnings here too, I think. But we'll talk about the faction neutral stuff a bit later because, we'll talk about the main faction stuff for now. So you want to cover, since you are the NC main, and I forgot that, I do apologize, Delta. I haven't played the game for a while. So tell us about the Vanguard. What's the deal with that? Obviously, it's a bigger vehicle. So
that's not technically true. The Vanguard is longer, but the Prowler and Mag Rider are wider. So, but the Vanguard pays up for that with really, really poor handling, probably the worst of the vehicles, and really no way to completely mitigate that downside. It's slow, it's sluggish, but it has a really good gun on the turret, the highest shell velocity with the main gun, very good secondary weapons, and then a shield that can be activated for 8 seconds that reduces damage taken.
Yeah. In saying we are talking about these things, they aren't supposed to be pulling them. It's worth talking about in case that does happen by accident. But we might as well talk about them. We are presenting you Planetside 2. So we'll go over to Zariv. Tell us a little bit about the MBT, the main battle tank for the VS.
Well, so the VS is kind of the opposite of the other tanks, where it's a little harder to get into. It doesn't really shine until you really know what you're doing with it, because it has, out of all the tanks, it has the best acceleration and some really good peaking ability, which is really important in the meta for tank versus tank. But when you're not at that level, when you just put someone in it straight out of the box, it performs really poorly. It just has low damage, low health, and, well, yeah, a lot of people complain about it for that. But if you know what you're doing, that mobility that it offers you is pretty incredible, and you can do some really, really crazy things with it. It's a lot of fun.
When you see the mag riders driving up vertical walls and things, so
Yeah, you see them launching through the sky, flying like an ESF, and all sorts of insane things that you
hovering
should be
over
able
the
to do with
water on
tank.
OSHA as well is another big one.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, more importantly, the neutral things. We've got the lightnings, we've got the sunderers, and we've got the harassers as well. So those particular vehicles are going to be mainly in use. So we'll start with the lightning. What's the go-to sort of play for the lightning? You guys think?
It plays actually somewhat similar to a prowler. They have really good acceleration and a really small hitbox. And their damage isn't terrible, but they do kind of just get like against a two-person MBT, they don't really stand much of a chance unless you vastly outskill the other person. With the new Empire-specific guns, the TR has a really, really powerful one with the Kingsake. You can kind of just walk on people with that thing, and the damage is pretty absurd. Otherwise, I don't like the lightning versions of the other Empire-specific guns too much myself.
What should they be using then? What, Vipers or?
Yeah, I would say just run the AB cannon for the high damage and the really flat trajectory, or you run the Viper, which is basically the common pool version of the King Snake. It's got very high damage, but it's got a poor cone of fire and it's short range, so it's like an anti-tank shotgun.
Yeah, you fly up to them and you put out the 6 rounds. I think it's got at the moment.
Yeah.
And then get out of there using your fire suppression if you need to. So we've got harassers as well. They should be running canisters or something, right, on those harassers?
Canister is
race
an
out.
anti-infantry weapon. I mean, you're welcome to run that if you want,
Yeah.
but bad things are going to happen. We're probably going
maybe
to
see an enforcer or two.
We're probably going to see the Halberd, which is the common pool anti-vehicle weapon. It's basically a recoilless rifle. We'll see the Enforcer for NC, which is a 7-shot anti-vehicle weapon with a really obnoxious sound. We're going to see the Gatekeeper for TR, which is a very long-range halberd analog. And then for the Vanny, we're going to see the Sarin, which is basically a laser cannon with 6 shots. The close-quarter weapons we're probably not going to see a whole lot of because those have unfortunately been power crept by the way the meta's evolved. So anyone running those is probably going to be just speed running their way back to the respawn tube.
And what do we think about Sundra? Is obviously going to be a mixture of ammo buses and repair buses, of course. Maybe a couple of battle buses in there. We'll talk a bit about strategy in a bit, but the bus really. What are the weapons for this? They're going to want to be using on each faction.
Well, TR definitely has the advantage there with the Palisades. Dual Palisades, you get a bunch of those together because they have the best damage drop-off. And heavy machine gun damage type got buffed very heavily over this year. So if the TR just runs a bunch of those, they'll definitely have an advantage over the other Empire's buses. Otherwise, you would normally run double Bulldogs, which is a very, very capable AV loadout. A double Bulldog battle bus with block 8 armor can win head-on fights versus Prowlers, Mag Riders, and Vanguards if the Vanguard doesn't have its shield up. They're quite strong, but a little hard to use.
Well, the NC's Trawler has higher damage at point-blank range, and it's really good against infantry. That doesn't make up for the range deficiency. And then the Vanu kind of falls in the middle with the Pariahs and Basilisks.
Yeah.
The main thing is that they'll probably mostly be running repair buses. The ammo bus, now there's actually a reason to run them. They did finally fix that reload glitch where you'd get a double reload if you got a tick of ammo just as you were reloading. So now there's a reason to not execute any ammo bus near you. But in general, I think with ammo printer and implants like Ransack, I think that sort of use really isn't that common. It kind of got made obsolete by other changes.
So the last vehicle, the elephant in the room, the Colossus. Interesting because there's a few options for your cannons on the Colossus. I don't for the guns. Sorry, I don't know if you guys know a whole lot about those. I personally don't really. I know we've got a hybrid one. There's an anti-armor one and an air one. But yeah, if you could maybe enlighten me if you know a little bit about that.
I'm just going to assume that these Colossi are stock because merit is hard to come by on Jaeger, and that's what you need to spend upgrade the Colossus.
So there's going to be
weapons and
all-rounders.
abilities.
There's going to be all-rounders, yeah.
It's
so
probably
really
just going to
only armor.
be the standard quad machine gun build.
And you
Yeah,
know
and
what?
what
That's
you-
pretty good. So
Yeah, the standards are pretty good for recollection. And you can actually get these Colossus up on a hill, deploy them, and then use the actual main gun to shoot down as well. So that's... you also get the shield there as well. So interesting to see what's going to happen with the way they position them. If they try to get them on the high ground, position them down. I think the game's going to start... I think the game's maybe 5 minutes away from starting or something like that. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but we could probably get into game and have a look at what each team's maybe pulled, right? And is that okay, or is it hidden? We're not allowed to show them. But I will. I got to just kind of come back and remember what we were talking about a little bit. Talking about Kamikaze's lightnings, they're running the new weapon, which is going to sacrifice some range for them. So I asked the question before, based on what you guys are seeing, what do you think their strategy is roughly going into this? Obviously, a lot of players on the field, so who knows?
Go ahead, Delta.
I think the NC are, by pulling all the JGX-11s, they're pretty much locking themselves into a rush very, very quickly strategy here. TR will probably be able to sustain that kind of a rush because the King Snake is ridiculously good at brawling, and because they brought all those Sunderers along. Sunderers will just mulch the Lightnings with the dual machine guns on the roof.
They could just run a blockade buses, repair buses, and ram through the Lightnings.
Even rep buses probably could do it. The VS, they're running a mix of, it looks like, the new perihelion gun and then the older AP cannons, I want to say. Can't quite tell from this distance. But that'll give them a balance between being able to brawl with anyone who gets too close and being able to just laser people off the map from extreme distance, which is the strength of the perihelion. It cannot brawl, though, because you spend way too much time reloading and recharging.
yeah, I mean, anything could happen here. Like, this under a heavy strategy, I personally think it's probably going to benefit them if they can cluster them together and just use them as ramming tools and ram the competition away. It looks like something's happening. I think VS. I think someone showed up and they're all shooting at something. I don't know what that is. Some action going on. They're all firing at the OBS cam probably by the looks of things. Yeah, they're all firing at one of the OBS cameras, I believe. Oh dear. Anyway, so I'm really excited to see this armor battle. I don't know a lot about armor. That's why I've got my two experts, Delta and Zariv, with me, and they're gonna help guide us through this ludicrous display of affairs, should we say. And Harass a sick jump off the ramp there. Stacks the landing, but good jump either way. Oh, there's another sick jump for the lightning at the top too. Everyone's built ramps and been doing some sick tricks in their bases. Is that a flash?
Yeah, that is.
I see a flash.
Yeah,
He's got a
flash going around.
Got a heavy on the back with a rocket.
Is that
launcher.
a strategy? Cloaked Wraith renegade
Yeah,
flashes.
kind of a disgusting amount of firepower considering how affordable it is.
I mean, worst comes to the worst, they could just pull a bunch of flashes with and what's the anti-vehicle weapons called on those flashes? You just go invisible and
Fury,
just pop up.
Fury is the common pull one.
The Fury. Stealth Fury Flash cluster. Okay, someone's completely blocked one of the cameras there with a Sunder. That's with a Colossus. Sorry, we're seeing the underside of a Colossus perched up there posing for us. These are interesting tools because they were released along with the Bastion update back. I can't remember what year that was. A couple of years ago now that Bastion update came out, and they've been one of those things that oh, I do love that double cannon on the TR, by the way. But they've been an interesting point of contention because they don't really have much place outside of the Bastion gameplay, right? Like they're good. They're like basically like a big Vanguard, is what I've been told.
The way I've been using them is as a magnet to go bait out people who would want to go hunt it, and then go fight them.
I see. So I mean, like it's got what the cannon on it when it's not deployed, it's got what sort of damage output?
Roughly on par with the Vanguard.
So it's roughly a big Vanguard.
Yeah, with all of the deficiencies of the Vanguard.
Yeah.
With the
big
being
size,
the really
handling.
big hull, the poor handling. It's actually too big to fit on many of the roads.
Yeah.
Which was why they did not put them on Nexus, if anyone was wondering about that.
Yeah, trying to go up those skinny pathways on Nexus with a Colossus, you'd get to be getting beach Colossuses. Colossi,
They were almost too wide or too narrow for Vanguards or Mag Riders and Prowlers. Imagine trying to drive one of those monstrosities.
Those crevices on Nexus were a bit of a death zone, really. Like if you went in there, it's kind of like you're gonna get flanked. Yeah, but I'm really excited to see what comes of it. What are your predictions here? Who do you think's gonna win this one? Being that Winter Gaming pretty much stomped it last time. Oh, look at this first person jumps. Look at that. I got Liddy in the harasser. Sick jumps. I apologize if you can hear a neighbor's dog barking in the background. They got a very cute border collie, but she's very loud.
Well, I mean, if I had a list of players, I would make a prediction, but I don't.
Yeah,
so.
we don't have a list of players.
I know
I think
SW Con and Tom Pirat are playing, but I don't know who they're playing for.
Yeah, I think because there's so many players, it's anyone's battle. It's actually going to be more about where they position their forces and how they engage. So it's going to be really down to the leaders here, I think.
When we get to this size of fight, it's really about if you make one misstep with one of the Colossus, there's enough firepower around here to one-shot them.
Yeah, you could just get surrounded quite easily.
Even
I think. Carry on.
Even with the shield up, it's probably enough to just chew through that in seconds.
Yeah, it's like. I guess you could use the... Oh, looks like the match has just started, everybody. Here we go. We have match start. Look at those beautiful smokes up there. Oh, absolutely amazing.
I'm seeing bumper cars. Someone already flipped the vehicle. That's great.
The NC is doing NC things and crashing into each other. That is just typical for the NC right there. Look, the flashes are in full effect as well. So this is actually going to be a strategy from Kamikaze with the flashes.
Typical lightning gameplay, not typical flash gameplay. because the lightnings
Yeah.
are of such little mass that they'd end up being like hockey pucks and armor balls here. We're probably
You just
going to
end
see
up.
many of
There's a
them
big
get
pile
slapped
up there.
around.
Those guys need to stop and exchange their insurance
Yeah.
details so they can get those repairs sorted out after the game.
Really should space out a bit more to prevent that.
So if anybody is watching this, when you play an army, you probably don't want to drive in a big line, right? You want to spread apart, like, so in case someone stops, you're not going to crash into the back of them and cause a big pile up.
Colossus already went down.
Oh, we've already got a battle going on
One already
here.
got hunted down.
I might
So we've
have
got
saw that, but
engagement between VS and TR straight away. Commander Sirius going all in on Winter Gaming's Colossus. This is getting taken a lot of fire. Is it going to go down? It's going to
that
Second
one's
Colossus
down.
goes down already.
That one got lasered off the map. And we can
Lasered
see-
off
got
the
a
map.
good position with that TR Colossus.
Someone has deployed that TR Colossus and just putting in work into Winter Gaming's forces, and they're retreating back in behind this building.
That's an
They are hurting.
opportunity. We can see in the foreground.
Hey, it's
another-
Jeffadino! In the
You can
TR.
see in the back. There's three more VS Colossi deployed on the ridge that's north of Isotech plant.
Oh,
So this could have been like a rear guard sort of action here that just got overrun too quickly.
I just want to point out Jeffadino, known sweaty infantry player in a piece of armor there, which is very rare, I might add. So we've got the VS are being really pushed back right now. The Commander Sirius has just walked them all the way back out of the zone, and they're just like reeling into their starting zone right now. Looks like the VS Colossus have deployed 3 or 4 of birth,
All of
5 of birth, all of them on the. They're turtling. They're just going on this cliff, and they're just strategies probably just to deploy right and just try and hit
7 of
everything.
them, and then just try lasering things with the map.
That's
So
not a bad strategy.
that was what I was expecting they would.
They've
really
got good
end up
cover
doing
from
here.
behind as well, because that rock just covers them from behind. Here comes a big attack. Oh no, it's a retreat. Sorry, it's not attack.
Yeah,
It's a
that's the
VS
rest of
retreat.
them.
It's the rest of their forces that made it out of that brutal engagement with Commander Sirius. Okay, we're gonna harass. You can't fit through there, buddy. It's a little bit too small. I appreciate the effort for trying. All right, everyone's trying to hide in this little rock face because they're being. That's a really dangerous position up there from them. They're going to be able to hit. They're hitting all of that VS armor from that deployed position. And
This is where the JGX choice is really going to start hurting them because they're going to be blasted from extreme distance by the Colossi on both sides, and they have no option but to just sit there and take it because
what do you make of these 3 lightnings that are just getting destroyed in that position from TR? That's not really a great spot to be in because they could have been
Obviously.
easily flanked. What was the better flanking angle there?
Down right there.
yeah, Kami just lost one.
Kami lost 1, but Winter's lost. I think Winter's lost 2. I counted 6, so maybe he's only lost 1.
The harasser there is making a game of it, just trying to poke some lightnings down. This is really all about it's good for her, but they're not pursuing it, so it can just keep doing what it does best, which is poke at render distance with halberds and just go, hey, I'm here.
It seems to me Winter's going to be getting sandwiched from both sides, and they're going to be able to have to deal with Kami and Sirius's attacks. But they have to cover from the back, so they can turtle up here and just use those shields, so long as they can get enough repair capabilities in on those armor. I don't know if he's allowed to be out repairing it. I assume that's okay. But he just goes down anyway. It doesn't matter. He just takes a Colossus shell to the head.
Well,
Absolutely.
the Skylance rounds have the piercing mechanic added to them, so it went straight through the Colossus and then hit whatever was behind it as well.
Interesting that he's not running accordion recycler in that Colossus. He's got, because of obviously the no merit, so they have to actually fill it up with the ants. So there's gonna be people on ant duty the whole time just picking up cordium.
Resource technicians.
Resource technicians, yeah, the big players, and especially they made a feature in the Outfit Wars Desolation. The Resource Kings made a huge appearance back then.
This
But
is
look,
a huge overextension from this Colossus here. He might go.
he's got
no,
no
he's safe
repair.
now.
Oh, he's fine now. He's got his 2 ant supports,
Yeah.
which are ammo as well. Harasser, and he's got his infantry just hopping out repairing him, so he can. I think he'll be fine over here. But the play zone, I think, is the middle bases on the map. I think they're grayed out when, the hexes are grayed out, much like the Bastion one was. We get another above view. This looks like on the left side we've got the NC pushing up towards the rear end of the TR Colossus. They're unsupported at the moment. Oh, big shot! Kamikaze himself in a Colossus there leading the charge. Takes a big shot, but he does have a lot more support than those TR Colossus do.
At that range, that'll only be doing, what, like 500 damage?
Yeah, they won't be doing a lot, will they? Those Colossus are taking some shots. Here comes a bit of a flank from the side from some more lightnings, but there is no repair capability there. Oh, we're seeing a bit of a harassment battle. Cars go down. The TR car comes on top.
Well, this is actually fairly big for TR, because if they can clear this little pocket out, then they can actually push up and start getting a flank going. The VS have dug in there, and we're preventing the TR Colossi from pushing up, but now with that gone, they can just walk around that flank and set up a better crossfire.
Yeah, absolutely. So, oh gosh, this has been such a good 10th anniversary so far. We're seeing some big pressure being applied from Kamikaze's forces. There's not actually a lot of TR there. I think they probably just need to commit to the push here, right?
Yeah, they need to just rush with the lightnings. Just
and they know that now. They know that now.
Take the trade, keep the Colossi back, but then use the lightnings to take the trade.
The problem is where they're pushing from, they might find themselves in a bit of a crossfire if they take too long, so they really got to be fast with their push.
The render distance would be, it's 800 meters, so between vehicles, so they're just right on the border there.
Okay, VS is making a big harasser charge. It looks like they're going to probably come into the flank of this NC-TR battle, and it's going to really throw a bit of a spanner in the works of what Kamikaze's trying to do and clear off the rest of this TR. Winter Gaming taking his opportunities right now.
This is enough to snipe a Colossus right here if they're not careful. And one of them is getting attacked right now. If it's behind the pipeline, if the camera would move. Oh, it's Lude.
Oh no, Lude.
Lude gets obliterated.
It looks like he did to get absolutely obliterated. We got those VS harassers are not surviving. They're getting quickly taken out by the the NC lightnings.
They did what they had to do. They were a disposable flank, and that's all that was necessary.
Yeah, so it's opened up a window now. It stopped that so much brutal assault on the TR. Although they're losing lots of armor right now. The Colossus is in a very precarious position. Got a whole line of NC lightnings firing on them. Those lightnings are in a good position there at the moment, unless Winter's coming in with a flank, which is probably happening right now. Here comes Winter Gaming with a flank on the TR as well. This is the TR repull too. This is their repull. They're trying to regroup, and they're just getting flanked by Winter's VS. Here comes the buses that we talked about. Running up, interestingly enough, not from the side of the TR, but from the side of the VS. Running up on it, but they're now pushed right back to their tower, and they're getting surrounded. Colossus are hiding away now, trying to just survive, because I think they've lost a few. I only think they've got a few remaining by the looks of things.
This is one of the big dangers for when you get pushed like this, is because you can only pull one vehicle every few seconds. And so that ends up in what we call a vehicle factory, where they're just pulling it into half a dozen enemy vehicles and just getting shredded immediately. We got Fury Flashes attacking. This Colossus.
Oh no! This Colossus is going to go down.
It worked.
And our Gan Idiot gets blasted, as Neogenesis down as well. That's good to see.
There's a couple of Dire Boys out there as well. Can see. This has got a few people here on the map today. I've seen a few names I recognize.
There's Nikon on the sender, off to the right hand side.
Okay, TR has managed to push out of this lock a little bit, unless they're pulling from a different. No, that's the same spot. They've pulled out from that. They were trying to push up, right, and the VS just came right on their back end and stopped that happening. But they're going to be pushing straight back into some NC forces. They're sandwiched between VS and NC right now. So if they go retreat, they're going to retreat into Kamikaze. If they try to push up, they're going into a bunch more Colossus than they actually have, and they can't afford to lose anymore, because they've already. I believe they've lost more than the other two teams. I only seen a couple of Colossus go down for the other two teams. So Winter Gaming still got 3 Colossuses there, basically.
This is not enough flashes, I don't think, to get this.
A close-up of Flash with a decimator on the back of it.
Oh yeah, they're
I don't know. Look at that! It's going to go down.
Nice.
Look at that, cheeky. That was cheeky from Smellborb.
That's probably going to end up being the best strategy, is if people just stack infantry AV, run in with cloak flashes, and just assassinate these Colossus.
Yeah, the
combat area, much like a battle royale, is going to decrease in 5 minutes. So they'll be pushed in closer to try and get this it's a bit of we're basically sitting in a bit of a stalemate. You've got all the armor sort of sitting around, trying to just poke at each other from hills. They're all sitting sort of on different hills and behind different cover, and we've got a few harassers and flashes trying to do sort of rogue missions in and out. Someone's got to make a move.
Winter ceded the hill to the north of Isotech plant, so now the NC have taken it over. And that may be a mistake, but he won't. NC might not be able to capitalize on that because of the JGX as their main gun, since it's got the short range limitation.
I see one of my own outfit members down there. Cyclic.
Got a bit of an artillery duel going on between the two Colossi. Mostly just throwing salt cubes at each other at this range.
Yeah, I mean, and the repair is just going to like repair them up. It's just going to be a slow trickle down, and then they'll both retreat. That's pretty much how that engagement's going to end.
Yeah.
This is an interesting angle to be fighting across here because the terrain, you can't really see it from the camera, but the terrain difference is quite significant from the left side of the screen to the right side. It's quite higher up. They're really far down on that low ground there, so they're going to be feeling it, and they're retreating. They know they got to move.
It's a hard hill to drive up for Lightning, so that's why they're not playing it.
Got some harasser gameplay. Looks like to be a Hejbl on the top. Liddy's going to be driving the harasser. See if they can find something to pick off here. They are having a bit of a duel over there with some lightnings. Actually, keeping 3 or 4 lightnings distracted just with one harasser here, and this is how you should be using the harassers, right?
Yeah, this is the optimal harasser play in 2022.
So we've got actual gunner perspective as well of this. This is amazing. Good work from the PSB team. Shout out. So we've got Kamikaze now actually making a move into the TR front line. They've actually pushed up quite the way. A few lightnings actually try to push up, and they did get taken out. But the Kamikaze seems to be making the TR push back a little bit. There's a lot of firepower coming from that side of the screen.
I don't like where that Colossus on the left side is. That one is extremely exposed.
Yeah, he needs to be behind some rocks or behind that little hill there, I'd say. They do have the firepower advantage here, but easily could get flanked here from the VS. So there's always a third player to come into the mix, which makes this ever more interesting. Yeah, you can download Planetside and play free if you don't already. Do it. We need more players.
See the one that was locked down to the left, its shield already got shredded through because it was too exposed there, but now we've got the flank going. This is the kill push on this one Colossus here. There's only a couple Sunders guarding it.
Here comes the big play here from Kamikaze, walking his forces into the TR, who are getting into an increasingly smaller corner, stuck behind that Cordium. They are going to start getting hurting real bad. I don't know if that's that last Colossus or not. I don't know if there's another one there, but they're trying to visually protect it. And Kamikaze, all he's got to do is just walk up on them and slowly take them down, and that's exactly what's happening right now.
Support vehicles are getting picked off one by one. There's not a whole lot you can do in this position except hope that you can peek better and that you've got enough repair technicians to not get one-shotted when you do peek.
With that small of an area with the numbers they have, they can't actually...
So we're seeing their ultimate spectre. They still have the Colossus up. Love that Liberator's in the Colossus, just trying to hold it down. Does deploy the shield again. He has very little in the way of repair. He's got one repair bus destroyed, which is about to go down as well on the center of the screen.
Yeah,
2 minutes combat area shrinking, so that's going to shrink soon. So that's going to force them all together. I don't know if the TR is going to survive through this.
The shield got knocked down there, but now the TR reinforcements are slowly turning the NC down. But I don't think it's enough. I mean, the harassers have broken through now.
They're down to like 2 Sunderers, a Flash, and a Lightning, and the Colossus itself. There is a couple more Lightnings coming in, reinforcing. There's more Sunderers pouring into the battlefield at the back there. TR and Commander Sirius desperately trying to make an attempt to salvage this last Colossus they've got, protecting with absolutely everything they've got. Here comes the reinforcements.
They've held.
They've held it out. Incredible. Kamikaze did try to walk up on Sirius there, but they held their ground in that little corner. That corner was so small for a second, but the NC forces have now retreated.
So here's another TR Colossus that's straight up walking into the VS crossfire. So Winter saw the notification. He's already moving into place. So now TR has to advance into a fairly wicked crossfire here. Yeah, the Colossus. Oh, and there it goes.
There it goes. Is that last Colossus?
That's not it.
I think they might be keeping a few in reserve at the back, right? Yeah.
There might be one. There's one left, I think, that the NC are going to try to snipe. But to see TR is just getting shredded now because they have no option but to advance into a crossfire. And they've got the 3.
They're literally stuck between a rock and a hard place.
One of the Colossi just got sniped.
Combat decreasing.
Clone.
So yeah, they're They're changing the bases now, so they have to fight on a smaller playing field. They're not going to be able to use a lot of these hills and things as cover because they're going to be fighting over the dominant. This is going to be king of the hill almost. So they're taking away Aurora Materials Lab and Freya amp station.
This would be the best chance for NC or TDAR to come back, because now with the play space restricted, the huge advantage that the perihelion gives to the VS, where it's virtually unmatched at long range, that just goes out the window. And now it becomes all about good brawling weapons. So that'd be Vipers, King Snakes, JGXs.
So we are now going to see this battle zone tighten up. Kamikazes now, there's a lot of stuff on fire and smoking in that mix, and they have more forces there than the spread TR forces. They're actually just like sort of sitting in the hills. Oh well, Flash tried to come up. The TR Flash tried to run up on that Colossus there, and easily gets taken out by its main cannon. Try to do another sneaky attack on one of Winter's Colossus. That's how he lost one earlier.
They looks like they've gotten into a real defensive ring formation around that Colossus. That was fairly smart.
Yeah, they've managed to protect that, and I believe Winter's still probably got the most Colossus up at the moment, followed by Kamikaze. TR's definitely on the back foot here, so they're trying to play, I guess, a little bit more conservatively. And I don't like the position of that Colossus right out in the open there.
Yeah, that one is extremely exposed, but the Kami has 3 others to the south, near the tech plant ridge.
Yeah, you can see that in a distance there.
Yeah.
That one in a set is taking a lot of fire out on the ice there.
That one is likely to get executed. You need to keep the lightnings behind in this case to act as a rear guard. I mean, they're irrelevant. They can die as many times as they need.
Seems to be what's happening. There seems to be a Flash coming in there. He did get taken out. That was pretty. Everyone's trying to do the Flash technique, but I think you need to do it with 2 or 3 of them to actually overwhelm, so you can actually get the bit of panic set in. Kamikaze definitely retreating back now. And this battlefield has become a lot smaller. They've 2 or 3 bases have been taken out of the mix. Sorry, 2 bases. Yeah, they're over on Untapped Reservoir. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is here. They're retreating back to their other 2 Colossus to try and create an armor wall. See if they can. Oh, there's the other TR Colossus in the distance there. They're trying to probably just whittle down. Oh, look at this! Look at this happening now on the bottom of the screen. They don't see it. The NC don't see it. There's a whole bunch of harassers that are getting ready to go in. They look to be TR harassers.
They're spotted.
They've just been spotted. They're going to be moving now. They need to move. They had the element of surprise, but they try to peek up too far. And now here comes the other. Actually, I don't know if all of them see them. Oh, they do now. They're being attacked now.
Yeah,
that could have been good. That could have been deadly.
This was where you would run a couple harassers with close quarters weapons, just so you can intercept this sort of thing and just straight up stomp it out. A Vulcaner and a Pelion against a halberd car is basically an auto win condition.
All right, we got a stealth flash here. Champion.
One of the Colossus just went down.
Oh, a Colossus. Which one?
One of the commies just got sniped.
One of the commies got sniped. Okay, I see that as well. Wow. So now he's going to be reeling a little bit. Winter's really coming out on top of this whole thing. 4 Colossus remain on the NC. There you go. There's the broadcast coming out from Showdown moderator. Or that's Shadow moderator almost. That's gosh. Alrighty. So
TR getting walked on by a Vanu push here. This is going to be fairly nasty. VS on the south side of the map have the high ground. What? How? Only 2 remaining? The infantry AV rushing with flashes must have done.
Oh, that. we must have not seen something. There's 2 remaining on the VS, and I think there's 1 remaining on the TR. So we were wrong here. So the NC is actually in the lead right now by all accounts, unless the TR is hiding a bunch of Colossus that we don't see.
VS are regleaming the high ground. It's slowly pushing NC out, though. And they are... I can't call who's winning this one, though. I mean, this is where the machine gun difference is really going to play into effect here.
It's just about who can whittle down their forces quicker, who can take out the repair buses quicker. This is quite a close-up, brutal engagement that we're seeing right now. Looks like the TR are probably gonna come out on top of this. It's still hard to say, though. The VS have a few more Colossus in the mix, trying to take out lots of armor going down from the TR right now. 3 explosions all at quick.
Yeah, this is TRR starting to really break through here.
TR is going to just walk into this now. Like, they're pushing that line further up. You see them holding that really nice line on that ridge.
Yeah,
it's going to be deadly.
It was funny to that was Nidus trying to sneak in there with the harasser and getting rammed.
So they're doing a really good job at just holding that line, and anything
is
that
that
tries to VS Colossus is going to go down.
It's
Winter
coming
loses
up.
it. VS has
that
got
all of
one
them?
Colossus remaining. No, it's only one more to go.
Love
One
the
more
Alchemy.
Colossus. Interesting. So Winter started really strong, took out a few Colossus in the beginning, but then just lost a few. So it's swinging around. So the NC in the leaders, there's Kamikaze himself in the Colossus, just followed up by another one. So there's 2 of the 4 that they've got remaining, or 2 of the 3, sorry. There's the third one. They're all in a big cluster.
Thing about these armor fights is where that when one side starts collapsing, it's almost immediate.
Oh, Kamikaze's on fire and he goes down! NC down to 2 Colossus now. Interesting position from that bus, blocking right at the front.
The last call on the other Colossi on NC has overextended.
Oh,
It's over.
it's over. So they all extended. NC were now, and congratulations to Kamikaze and the NC. That must have happened really quickly.
Yeah. Didn't see
All right.
the last couple of snipes there, but okay. Maybe they ran out of time.
I don't know what happened there, but the NC is victorious, and they're gonna walk in there, do their victory lap. Why do you think they won that? I don't know why. Like, I think they just had better. They're just grouping really well. Like, they just managed to stay in a ball.
Probably the good picks right at the beginning with the flashes.
Yeah, they were running in.
Probably just better control of the map, really, and then knowing when to withdraw. That's the big thing with these armor fights, is that it's so easy to overextend because the vehicles are so lethal to each other. You can make the mistake that kills you and not know it for another 5 minutes. That's probably what happened here.
Yeah. I mean, those early picks made a huge impact in the game, and it was quite an interesting battle and a bit of a back and forth. All forces were sort of back up against the wall. Yeah, so that concludes the armor section of this Ultimate Empire Showdown for the 10th anniversary of Planetside 2. It is worth noting, if anybody is looking to get into this game, go ahead, download it. It's free to play. There's a plethora of information and a big, massive community that's, a small, cool, tight-knit community that will help you out. Is probably the best way to say it. Guys, any other thoughts about that particular armor fight?
Would have loved to see MBTs, but you can't have spawn those with the construction system, so it's understandable.
Yeah, because of the nanites. The nanites thing on Jaeger is definitely going to be...
I mean, we could have used cert beacons, but those have a 20-minute lifespan, and I guess they're a pain to set up. We've done that a couple times for armor pickups.
It would have been nice if infantry AV didn't play such a central role in killing seemingly half of the Colossus.
This just really, I know I'm getting on a soapbox now, but this really just highlights how the perspective of the people who whine about vehicles on Reddit and what the reality is don't jive at all.
Yeah. So that concludes my casting for today. There's still 2 more events to go in this whole shebang. I'm going to be relegated back into the bus, and I'm going to be doing some camera work for them. So just a quick shout out to the PSB team again. Everybody who's in there: Veranda, Hejbl, Gelos, Gretchen, Infils, Delta, Zariv as well. There's a whole bunch of other people. Annabelle. I think I got everybody, but there's a whole bunch of people doing God's work in the background to make this production for you. Thank you so much for casting with me, guys. The next one today is going to be on Hossen. That's going to be the Nasons Defiance infantry fight. I'm looking forward to help showcase this one, so that's going to be real fun. But yep, thank you so much for Delta and Zariv for bringing your insights. It's been amazing. But yeah, stick around. Don't go anywhere.
Thanks for hosting us.
Not a problem, guys. Anytime. We'll look forward to it in the future. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll go take another roughly 10 to 15 minute break. I will pass the baton over to Anna, who's going to be, I think it's, I just double check myself there. Sorry, it's going to be Gelos and Gretchen who's going to be casting that game on Nasons. My voice is on its way out. So we'll go take a 10-minute break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon.
Why, hello everybody. Welcome back. This is the Soldier Showdown event part. This part in particular is going to be a Nasons Defiance 3-way fight. It is going to be infantry only. And the last owner, at least this is how the rules were explained to us, so we're still going with this. The last owner who owns the base is going to be the winner. And it's going to last 40 minutes. I am casting. I am Gelos. I am joined here by my co-cast Gretchen.
Hello.
So this is expected to be a nice, fun little fight here. It's this is a pretty well-known base. Nasons is pretty much everybody on live who has ever played has eventually gone to Nasons. It is the middle of Hassan. And it is a very consistent fight. And by consistent, I mean it just stays around like forever. So we're expecting this one to be an interesting, maybe drawn out even kind of fight.
Also, it's kind of an infantry favorite, honestly.
It is.
Like most infantry players I know, and if you look like around social media, like Reddit or Discord or Twitter or anything, people are always bringing up Nasons. They're like,
Oh yeah.
Like infantry players specifically, they're like, oh yeah, the Nasons fights, and people love it. So
Yeah.
I think it's a perfect choice for this, honestly.
Yeah, this ought to be a fun little fight. I think this was a good choice for the devs to pick this one. This one, you've already noted this. It's a consistent fight, and the reason for that is because how far away each of the points are. It allows for your spawns to be a little bit safer, and it essentially means that you usually get one side gets one of the points. They have a bus nearby that point, and then they fight from there to the middle. The other side, exact same scenario. They're parking a bus in their more safe area, getting a point, and then they're pushing to the middle as well. I don't know if we know exactly who's getting the middle, which is going to be the spawn point itself, the actual spawn.
I have heard a rumor that Team Red, Team Serious Army is getting the middle.
Okay.
Which might be because they're the only ones that haven't won anything yet. I'm not sure. It's
No,
like,
I think
you get a little.
Wasn't it Sirius? Was it Sirius?
No, Sirius is red.
One,
they haven't won anything.
Right. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So maybe that I guess that would make sense. Give them the.
Maybe,
give
I'm
them
not
the.
sure. That is
like
just
a
a rumor, though. We're not sure
Yeah.
yet. Nothing confirmed.
We'll see, I suppose.
Also, I do want to point out on Nasons, I think another reason why so many people like it and why it's such a good choice for this is because there's so many areas you can fight in. You have the 2 layers of the tunnels and the above, and there's like plenty of entrances, and then there's buildings on top, and trees and rocks and cover, and there's just so many little areas. I think, honestly, apart from the area between the main building and the northern point, which is a bit barren of cover, sadly, which might be an issue, you'll find it pretty hard to find an area on Nasons where you like feel stuck. There's always something you can do,
Yeah.
which is why I think people love it so much.
Yeah, Nasons is one of the biggest maps in the game. Just in general amount of coverage that we're talking about, just like how much walking time it takes between like A point to C point. And there's a lot there in between everything. So it is a very varied kind of map. We're going to see a lot of things like LA's dropping in from the top, maybe even into the middle areas on the northern side where there's tunnels. We might see a lot of bolters laying up on rocks, just kind of covering people as they come in from the south side, because that's also fairly barren, honestly. And of course, the middle area has everything. It's got the areas where you can do a lot of bolting from the top area. You got lots and lots of elevation there from buildings to just the platform itself, the whole wall that looks over the northern side. It's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot to be looking at, a lot to be talking about. Now, it is infantry open, or infantry only, so we're not
I'm not
expecting
sure how we're
to...
doing spawns here. Are beacons allowed? Are we gonna have Sundays? I have no idea. I guess
Yeah.
we're gonna find out.
We will find out, I'm sure, but either way, we're not... In a live scenario, you would see a lot of vehicles in those kind of open areas, and they tend to bog down the fight a lot. Because we're doing an infantry-only one, though, this actually ought to be a little bit more, I think, a lot more enjoyable for the people who really enjoy infantry, too, because you don't have to deal with so many like lightnings coming around and heshing you. But there still will be, I'm sure, some things like the bolters trying to keep people from approaching from the middle area.
Yeah,
But we're
for
going to see.
sure.
Now, what we're
You know
looking
what,
at
I'm
here,
ex-
this is that. Oh, go ahead.
What I'm incredibly excited for is I know of at least 3 POV camps we have. One is on the TR side, which is Smellbob, one of the GOBS players, which is going to be very fun to see their squad play from first person. Then we have Zayn and Liddy on the NC side, who are two incredibly good infantry players, which is it's gonna be great. I've never done this multi-POV cast before, but I'm incredibly excited.
I'm excited about it too. Liddy,
there's another
a
one I
very
forgot
good
about.
LA
There's
and
another VS first person, but I
who was
forgot who
that?
we have. But anyway, it's gonna be great. And honestly, this is probably the format where the first person POV camps might shine the most. We'll see.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think this is going to be a really fun event to watch, just because you're able to see things like whenever Liddy finds a good spot and actually can drop down on people, and especially cams where you can see people sniping. That's not really something that you ever get to see in any kind of format. So that's going to be really, really interesting.
An alert has started, Gelos. I think we're going.
Yeah.
Okay, so they do have Sundays in the usual spots VS and
okay, so that's good.
So I'd argue that is a strong edge to NC. It looks like maxes are allowed.
Yes. So on the left here, you see NC. They're starting on the southern point. On the north side, that is going to be Winter Gaming's VS side. They are on the northern side. And the middle there is going to be Commander Sirius's TR guys, starting in the actual base itself. And now here we see the rush happening from Winter Gaming's ball. Wow, that is a ton of people in that tunnel just going straight for it. Normally this would be really choked up on live, but because we're
this
just
is still
starting,
going to be choky. I would not be surprised if we see the same like triple choke point here that we see on live.
Maybe I was thinking that maybe the choke point wouldn't be possible because they were rushing in so quickly, and this was just the start of the fight. But actually,
they seem to be rolling. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there it goes. They're breaking right through. This is the bottom
we have the
point
C
here.
Point fight.
Yep, C point fight.
We're gonna have an NC crashing in here any moment as well. They should be coming up from behind.
Yeah, it takes a little longer for NC to get here, but and you saw a lot of TR forces in that tunnel. I'm sure they spread some as well towards that southern area where NC is. And here's
I think the TR actually made a mistake. We have champion, right? Blue champion is TR for her. First person.
Yeah.
I think TR actually made a big mistake spreading out too much, honestly.
Yeah, well, it's hard to
defend the NC Nexus, look at them!
There it is, the
Aegis
shields too!
Oh my god, those just got nerfed, but they're still really good.
Yeah, and just look how effective they're using it. They're basically going in with...
they're just rolling them.
Yeah, that sort of turtle formation as they run in. It's hard to see through the smoke, but you can still see them.
And they're getting the reses out as well.
Yeah.
Like this push has sustained.
Fantastic.
It's not just going to be one and done.
Those medics staying alive is extremely important because, of course, they can get those maxes back up. The engineers, I'm sure, will get them all repaired.
On the side cam we see right now, very good move. Trying to push the back entrance, but VS is stacked up there. Look at all those BY players.
Yeah, and it's looking really good for them,
This is very good for NC. I think this is good for NC, honestly, because NC is about to just sandwich VS.
It's true. That is true. They actually managed to take the C point. You can see on the map. They have C. And that means they can kind of roll up and potentially take over where you were just watching there, that VS push where TR was holding off. And then they can roll right over to the northern side here, where what you're looking at here.
Oh, there we have to fight on the side cam where NC might sandwich VS now. And it does look like VS is slowly losing people.
I
don't know if NC has sent enough people here.
Yeah, you can see an NC Max there poking the door frame.
Yeah, on the main screen now, we have the TR. The VS pushed out so far that the TR can actually push their home point, which is insane, honestly. I did not expect anyone to make the push to this point.
Now, what you're seeing here is the northern point fight. They're trying to get towards the a little closer to the spawn, and they're going to take the cap point as they hold their spawn off, the VS spawn. You see a lot of resonates happening. That's very effective. But if the TR forces just stay here in these particular two angles, it's very hard to break through that. VS is going to have to go in around the side areas, maybe use an LA drop down, use some C4 potentially.
Smellbob coming in. Yep. Oh, yeah, they took B point, but they've lost C, obviously. And then C has so much time to set up now on that C point, I'm assuming. And they have all the scat maxes still in there.
Yeah, and you can see you know, that B point being TR really puts a lot of pressure on Winter Gaming's forces here on the VS side. This is going to be extremely hard for them to actually take that back. But because the NC faction also wants that point, I'm sure we might see them push over there, and that would actually end up spreading them a little, probably too thin.
That's quad over.
There it is,
Capture.
the NC forces. There they are coming in behind on the TR. This is again the northern side.
This is an over rotation from the NC.
Yeah,
I want to say this
definitely-
is ridiculous.
Definitely too spread out, I would say.
If
that's
you're
still
trying to
going
win
be-
this, you probably should have stayed in the tunnels.
Probably, but they're going for it. They are risking it.
Hey, they're
And you can
helping
look
out the
what happened
VS.
to- Yeah, look what happened. The VS now can spawn. They can come back up because of that. What is essentially just NC clearing out the TR for them. And now here they are, VS pushing back out of their spawn area, and they're meeting the maxes up here on the roof.
You know what I want to know? How good is NC set up still right now? How much we talking inside?
I mean, yeah, they did get pretty spread there. They've used a lot of maxes to push into that northern point. So let's see, as the VS move into this choke point here, we'll see if NC was actually set up here, ready to go for him. And it doesn't look like they are. Oh, wait, no, we see a guy. We see one guy at least. Maybe there's some NC maxes on both sides. I do see them. But not maxes. You really need to have the maxes in order
Well,
to
we
hold
do
off
see
these other
Nidus
maxes.
there in the max, but
Yeah.
just him, that's not enough. You need
Not
more.
really.
And the
And
TR is
some TR
crunching in
coming
from
in.
the other side. Oh, look at all those new NC running in though from
It's just
Sunday.
constant sandwiching the entire time.
Honestly, if I was a force commander, if this was my team in lane smash, I'd get mad at them for rotating. But who cares? It's just a fun
Yeah,
event.
they're having a great time. It's clearly.
Yeah.
Look at all these maxes coming out here again. This is another NC push coming in from the southern side, I believe this is. Yeah, the southern side. And they're going to be sandwiching the TR maxes and infantry as they are trying to hold off the VS guys coming in from the north. So it's going to be a TR sandwich
Gonna
here.
be not so easy. Actually, this should be fine for NC maxes, but honestly, unironically, a bit of a range issue there
And
when they're
here we
walking
go.
from the one side.
VS meeting with the NC right in the middle. We're going to see who wins this fight. I have a suspicion it's going to be VS winning because I see a ton of VS.
There's not enough NC here. That looks like
Yeah.
a lot pushing in, but where did they all go?
Oh man,
It's
tons
not
of
that
explosions
bad for
happening here
NC,
on mid.
honestly.
This is a champion POV.
Look
He's
at
able
this
to
flank.
get these flanks off so effectively because there's just so much chaos here.
Oh,
He's able to
never
move
mind.
around.
Gets taken out.
Now back on midpoint, you see those resonates going out, but it's not going to be enough for NC. They have to get some reinforcements.
Actually, the
some
VS
offense
are
happening.
retreating. I think NC is stabilizing here.
Yeah, they might actually be. I think maybe we
If
were
they
getting
can
tricked a little bit.
repush
'cause the
those
render-
rocks that all those BY players are sitting on right now. Actually, that's not all BY players, but if they can repush that rock, they
Mhm.
should be good.
They're trying their best.
I meant the other one, but they can also repush this one. This is also good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think this is actually a good area for them to move around to because they've got angles on mid.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's definitely good, especially if you can camp out a tunnel that basically locks on reinforcements from one side.
And for anybody confused as to which point is which, just in case you have not taken a look, the
What
B
is this
point is the
TR
northern
push?
point,
Look
C
at this
point is
Gelos.
the mid, and A point is at the southern point. And yes, this is TR going for the
Did they
A point
run
on the
around the
southern
entire
area.
base? Sain's running a jackhammer. What's happening?
There's a lot
How
of
did
people.
my TR fall?
There's a lot of people to shoot. It's not the worst idea to be running a jackhammer.
I run Gosso, I think, or Gosso S.
I don't know. There's a
150
lot
rounds
of
of 200 damage?
yeah. For the range, I would, but
It
You know,
doesn't
I'm
get the
also-
range anymore. They
I'm
nerfed
not
it.
the greatest player in Planetside player of all time. So what do I know?
That is true, that is true.
And here we are. This is more fighting here happening at the A point, the NC side spawn. They're trying to hold off the TR
They
push
will
that's coming in from
definitely, yeah.
downstairs, and they definitely are going to hold it off. You can see a lot of those maxes are already dead. NC about to push really hard down there. Look at how many people shooting at that one turret over there. It's so difficult sometimes to kill those.
Yeah.
They do eventually get a
Bio-
max behind it.
What is happening to... Oh my god, is the
Yeah, what
server
is-
lagging out?
I think that's the server just kind of having a bit of an issue. This is definitely nothing we haven't seen before. Any kind of big events like this where everybody's
Yeah.
concentrated in one hex. This
That
tends
is
to
true.
happen.
That is like 300 people.
Yeah, it's a pretty good amount of people in one hex. Now we do see NC pushing into that bottom floor. They're just pushing out the remaining TR forces. We're not going to see too many left of the TR. Still see a lot of shooting.
Yeah, I don't think the TR accomplished much here, other than buy room and time for VS. Oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah, look at the VS. I did not expect VS push to here.
Oh no, of course.
They're coming though.
They're gonna get rolled here though.
They definitely are. They're too spread out.
They have
not
no
enough
momentum and too few people.
I think they were just wanting to get a couple of extra kills, maybe just spot out what's going on down here. But now here comes the big push for NC. I don't know what's going on in mid yet. I think, what are we looking at here on top right?
That is the staircase towards mid.
Yeah, okay. So we do still see a lot of VS forces there.
No on the
Sand POV, here we go.
Actually, that's a Saw.
Killing a Spitfire.
Fucking rolled. See, Loot couldn't do this.
That's true. Loot dies to those. Now here we go. Oh my god, immediate kill.
Yeah, look at that. How do you do
that? I'm gonna go with vulturing. Let's use a vulture there. So now pushing. This is more NC forces pushing towards the northern side stairwell. We're gonna be seeing them meet a lot of VS maxes in this choke point here, as well as infantry. I don't know if they're aware of it though, because they got a little bogged down. It looks like the TR side is also on that opposite end. For anybody that doesn't know what this particular area is, this is the T-point junction where VS has a tunnel that goes straight to here, but there's NC on the left side of that end of the tunnel. The right side of the end of the tunnel is the TR side, it looks like.
Honestly, if you're the NC, I think you want this stalemate to happen.
Yeah, this is actually a great place. This is a great place for anybody to hold up. But of course, we've seen all three of these factions play this extremely aggressively, which is great, by the way. We do like seeing that. But if you were playing this to try and really, really win it, you probably would just stay right there where the NC faction is.
Her specialty.
And now here we are. This is the middle of the T junction that we were just looking at. VS side pushing in hard with their maxes.
This is still going to be hard to push for them.
3 maxes going in. If they get C4, they will definitely
TR's pushing the
lose
back
this
stairs.
Yep, and that is the TR side on the right end of the junction. And that's the TR back stairwell.
This looks like it could go either way still.
Yep. They're taking out a lot of the NC on the bottom floor. This is a smellbore cam here.
Oh, smellbore cam, nice.
Immediately dying, as is expected.
Basically a Zyros cam.
This is the caster's curse. You switch to him and immediately you die.
I talked to Zyros after the match and he said it wasn't a caster curse, he was just feeding.
On the top right here, we're seeing some more just kind of back and forth. VS trying to get some resonades in that same area. But you see that NC Max really holding off a lot of the TR coming in. Those VS guys, though, they're coming down. They're cleaning out whatever remains of TR, and they're pushing in. They're going to be a little bit more fresh-faced, and they're going to be able to take out that Max, most likely. They're going to be able to push right in into that bottom floor C.
The TR really softened it up for the VS here.
Yeah.
Honestly, we're seeing a lot of that, where, like, if you were a Force Commander for this, doing strats, if this was your Outer Wars team, you'd be like, oh, why are we doing things for the other team? But that's just how things work out sometimes.
Looking at a fantastic cam of, looks like an elevator on the top right. Just an occasional... meanwhile, this is I think that is the tunnel where they come out. Yeah, that is. So we've got VS moving right into the C points. You can see plenty of VS members. They're going to be able to easily take this C point. There's just a couple of NC stragglers now at this point. They're cleaning up no problem here. So NC cleaned off. So it's going to be VS taking both B and C point. Still, A point is the NC's home area. And I don't think we're going to see VS push out just yet. For that
we should, honestly, NC might be able to mount a repush here, because they lost a lot of people like a minute or two, like a minute ago. So they should be coming back in here.
Yeah. I do see TR has already taken back the C point. There it is. They pushed in from, it looks like the bottom tunnel, left angle. No, I don't even think that was main tunnel. I think they went out from their spawn, went to the...
You mean like the cave entrance?
The cave entrance, yeah, that's what it looked like. Yeah. So they went cave entrance, which was a good play, honestly.
That is a very good push. Honestly, too few people use that.
Yeah, you do not expect a huge push like that. That was a smart play there by Commander Sirius. Commander Sirius's force is now pushing towards the southern area. They're going to have to deal with a lot of the NC guys.
Yeah, and they're going to have scat maxes in these tunnels.
Yeah, they got pushed out just recently, so this is they're going to be meeting the big NC push here in just a second. That they should be already here.
Just jumping in.
Did you see the impulse nade bounce him a little bit there too?
That is amazing.
NC pushing back into the C point.
They just walked through him.
Yep.
I think they
Yeah.
also came through cave.
I didn't think I saw a lot of NC going through cave, but it's still either way.
I saw
They did a
Baptiste
great
slip
push.
out of it. Boopty.
And now what we're seeing here is the re-push once again by Winter Gaming's forces. They're going into the main tunnel, and here is the Sand POV. We're going to see if he can get anybody from. This is just an absolute.
No, she's getting farmed.
it's chaos. It's absolute chaos here. You see a lot of those resonades going out still too. Those are very, very important for this kind of a fight where you just have so much happening on screen. On the top right here, I believe that is the main junction, where it's the T junction that goes to northern. Yes, it is. And we're seeing NC actually pushing in.
Look at him. New York Lizzie.
Now, NC is trying to pull...
a lot of maxes, though.
Yeah, they're trying to hold back these maxes from getting back into this tunnel. If NC could hold both of these tunnel entrances, that would actually be extremely handy. The problem is, look at how many maxes there are.
I don't think you want to push up this far as NC.
Maybe,
I think you just want to hold at the T junction, because then the enemy team's like, off your top for you. But this is just a fun event.
Yeah, they definitely got pushed back immediately.
Yeah.
Lots of smoke coming out as well, and I'm thinking they might use that. Oh, maybe not. They're just going to hold there instead. A little surprising, but okay. Now we see, you can see on the back there, that's the NC, I think that's them holding off VS from coming on top. We'll see here in a second as NC starts to rotate back over. We see some Vanu.
Ooh, yeah, VS
POV.
pushing in with the
champion
POV.
look at the aggression on champion there.
And
going
immediately
right in.
gets team killed.
Listen, I think he was expecting that. Quite frankly. He was going for it. Now the VS turning around on that T junction, going it towards the main area here.
They're helping the NC out a lot here. They just crushed that TR push.
Speaking of, by the way, we do see. If we didn't already explain this, because TR owns this base, both VS and NC capturing, it's just going to keep that timer going. So at the end, it could be that NC or VS could steal the cap, but if TR gets on the point, they're just going to be trying to hold on to the actual base itself. It's gonna basically just reverse the capture. But
I wonder how they're gonna do the Sundays if one faction caps. So
that is a good point. I actually don't know.
Yeah.
The rules that we know anyway has it stated as whoever holds the base by the end of the 40 minutes. But maybe because I don't know how they would do it. Maybe it would just be whoever.
Oh, Liddy can. Of course, she's fighting around Jenny, building the favorite LA position.
Great.
Even though I guess in this format, Liddy's lagging out.
A little bit. That's okay though. You can get the gist of it, I think. And now back to the bottom.
Honestly, the generator position isn't amazing. Like, there's not really an objective you want there. The Jenny doesn't really matter. But if you do hold it, especially as an LA, you can keep so many people busy if they do actually push you and just kill them over and over.
Now, what we're looking at
pushing
here,
Liddy there. They have no reason to push her. Just let them get far.
There's nothing up there except for that generator, which in this format especially, there's nothing there. There's no other reason to do that. But of course, you're looking for infantry fights here, so that was still, that's what people are looking for, really. Now, what we're seeing here, this is that bottom fight again. NC pushing in from that C point area. They've gotten the cap. They just need to keep moving and actually deny VS from being able to repush. But they are getting, again, sandwiched by Commander Sirius's forces as they come downstairs. A couple of maxes here. They're going to be meeting, it looks like some of the VS guys actually rotating around that way on accident. They're going to be meeting some of the TR guys before they make it down to the point. Now, what we're seeing here, this is the champion POV. He's on bottom as well. I think he's just looking to regroup, maybe. He's kind of by himself here. I see. He's pushing the NC side.
There.
Yeah.
I think that was Nidus that he pushed into.
Yep.
I recognize those cosmetics.
At least does get some reinforcements, though. This is a Max pushing that same angle, going in and actually taking out whatever champion wasn't able to do. And now we're seeing a nice, just a small push here. It's probably not going to last too long if
but it creates some space, and there's only 30 seconds. They have all 3 points.
They do. That is actually very surprising.
That.
Yeah. When did they get 8 point? What happened there? What we're seeing here, this is still the bottom point.
Did NC lose their buzz?
Oh, maybe. I'm not sure.
I don't know if they're allowed to kill buses.
I have not seen any more NC spawning, so right now we're just seeing TRVS. We'll
I'm
see
seeing a lot of
happening.
yellow chat from NC, but I can't read it because the screencast is kind of struggling right now.
Yeah, that's okay. In about 5 seconds, we're
Okay,
gonna
they're
see
saying
what
someone
happened.
killed the bus. I made out. That was unfortunate.
A little unfortunate, yeah. There it goes. So that is Winter Gaming capturing Nason's Defiance. Again, as far as we know, it continues. So we're gonna see if anything gets called here. But for right now, it's gonna continue. We do see NC getting their base back. They got A point again. B point is now flipped to VS, and C point is once again TRs. We have basically a complete reset, except I believe the base actually just got flipped back to TR from what I'm looking at, I think. Is that right? No, it's VS again. So yeah, so Winter Gaming now has the spawn itself, the actual midpoint.
This is... I'm disappointed people would sabotage this event like that.
I mean, it could have been an accident. It's sometimes things happen.
Yes, you don't kill a bus on accident.
You always kill buses on accident. You tell me it's an accident all the time in pickups.
That's not different. I tell you it's an accident, but it's not actually an accident.
20 minutes remain coming from the broadcaster, so it is going to continue for the full 40 minutes then. So we're just seeing Winter Gaming's guys kind of pushing up this cave entrance. This is where we were talking about earlier, where Commander Sirius actually pushed in from earlier. And this actually puts you around the generator side where Liddy was fighting earlier as well. We're going to see them as they move upstairs here towards that generator. We're just going to see... Oh my god! Nice shotgunning there by that TRLA.
You know what, Gelos? This is a great time to plug the idea for admin routers, but we don't have the time. There's too much action going on.
That's true. So this is the northern angle of the bottom floor C point. We're seeing VS try to push the NC side. This is where NC would normally be coming in and trying to get their big push to the bottom area. And you can see VS is actually holding them off extremely well. Whatever push was coming from NC has basically just been completely shut down here. They're completely choked out on this particular angle, and you can see VS also not trying to do a big push to actually go out, which makes sense. They actually want to play this a little defensively. That's actually the smart play. Just over rotating doesn't quite get you what you want in this particular format. So we're probably going to see them play a lot more defensively, try and hold on to both C and B points rather than try and go for A point.
They're gonna probably get rolled from behind here though by all the VS pushing in. TR, sorry. I'm
not 100% sure how TR spawn is working, but I'm assuming that they just basically swapped where VS it might be on spawn now, spawn as well.
Okay, and C lost their Sunday again, and just I could barely make it on. This Discord stream is hard.
It's okay. It seems like
we're making it work.
Maybe there's some kind of like an admin thing they're doing to get these buses back up in fairly quick fashion. So I'm not sure what's going on, but it's
You know, it would be sick if they had like, you know, the router, but then only admins could place it, and it would just stay until they despawn it, and you could just put it anywhere, and it would have like this
sound very, very handy. What we're looking at here is just the underground fight. I know that the bit rates probably.
I think that's just for us. I think it should be fine on stream.
Oh, okay, that's good then. So what we're looking at again, this is champion POV. He's in a max, and he's just kind of. Again, I want to remind everybody what Winter Gaming's guys are doing here. They're just playing this a little bit more passively. They don't want to push and overextend too hard because that's really hard to actually hold the base once you actually have it if you do that. And they do own the base right now. This is their base. So they're just trying to hold on to C point, and every now and again they can just occasionally push out, hit that B, hit that A point maybe, and they'll get some time back. Now this is bottom floor once again. You see a lot of the Winter Gaming guys coming down here on that elevator. It is a nasty choke though. You can't see what you're falling into on that one. So it's a bit of a scary area there.
Yeah, you wanna roll it immediately or you lose it.
Yeah, and you can see there just was not enough forces for that choke to really get rolled out. Now what we're seeing here, this is the NC push trying another angle. This is a different angle than they had earlier to get in here and actually get some of these Banu guys off. a lot of Vanu here on those northern rocks inside the bottom floor. You can see, by the way, NC has all 3 points. They've actually done a great job of spreading just enough, but not enough to actually lose their points.
We have Saiyan farming out on the generator.
Yep, and it's working too. He's actually getting kills. So there's clearly some maneuvering that all factions are trying to do, and yeah, goes down. Bottom floor once again. NC still holding all 3 points, and that's the fast cap right now. We're looking at 3 minutes 45 seconds if they continue holding like this. It's very, very effective if you hold like that. But don't expect them to hold the entirety of the base the entire time. It's very difficult to do that. And in fact, there it goes already. B point being flipped. I'm assuming for TR. We'll see here in a second. Yep, there it is. TR on that point. Let's see what's going on in here. Looks like TR just got their area back. They're just slowly moving into the building, and they're going to be moving up. Oh my God, Sand here on that roof of generator building, killing everybody on the roof. And then back to bottom floor once again. NC pushing towards the T junction from the underground. They're likely not going to meet up with too much resistance here, as I think the TR only just got their building back. Oh, well, that might be wrong. I think they moved quick enough. It looks like TR now pushing into main junction tunnel. Here they go. Look at all those. Look at all those.
There is enough time left for NC to cap if they just hold 2 points for like a lot of it. Because we're 15 minutes left, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if they hold 2 points, it takes 10 minutes to cap. So.
Yep. Yeah. So if VS can hold what they can get, they'll be just fine. But the NC strategy was working pretty well for them earlier. We'll see if they can do that again. And of course, Commander Series having a bit of a rougher time on this particular event. We've seen, when he was defending, it was a little easier, but he's had a really hard time pushing out from his spawn area.
It's honestly surprising because I know there's like 20 or 30 GOBS players on that team, and they are organized.
Yeah.
Like they should be a strong force on that team.
Maybe they're all going by generator, getting killed by sand. You never know.
CC was up there.
All forces go out, get sand. He's on the roof. And what we're seeing here, this is the Vanu. It looks like they actually mostly got stopped here as they tried to push out of main junction. Then they met with Commander Sirius's forces just the moment they walked out. Now we're going to potentially see a TR push. Not seeing a lot of maxes left. I think a lot have been used already, so I'm not too surprised that they might be running out of knights. But we are still seeing that push happening. One max there to support. I don't know. Yep, 2 maxes at least now. So we're seeing a push, and we're going to see if it gets held off here by either Vanu or NC.
Honestly, they might just not be able to push past this crossfire.
Maybe. I mean, this isn't enough people to really stop a full-blown push.
A and B, but this is bonkers, Gelos. Isn't TR spawning on B?
Yeah, I don't know how this keeps happening, but Kamikaze's forces just managed to keep getting back over there to the B point. I don't even know how they're doing that.
They might just be LAs going past with impulse nades or something and just putting beacons, and then they just hold it as long as they can.
A whole squad of them. I'm not. This is
okay,
what we're looking at here. This is the A point here. This was, I believe, where the original spawn was for NC. Maybe they
they have it below, but there's also a TR bus here now.
Yeah.
They might have I'm not sure on the rules there. No, there's both now.
Oh, is there both?
I can see both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Okay, the other bus is moving the TR one.
Okay.
I'm lost.
I'm a little lost as well.
I don't think they're allowed to deploy additional... maybe they should have clarified the rules a bit more.
So this is a big push here by the NC guys. They're coming upstairs. They're trying to stop any kind of counter push happening by TR. Lots of great organization here by Kamikaze's
guys. It's a B-Way squad. Look, it's all B-Way.
Yeah.
I see Dubness in there. Actually, I see a VCats tag.
Yeah, there's
gaming tag.
Some recognizable names in there. And what you're seeing here, this is the A point. Once again, we're seeing a Vanu. Oh, I think it's beacon drops that's been going on here. Vanu dropping down hard into that A point. They're going to be trying to go for a capture. And this is what I was talking about earlier. They just need to grab 1 point and then occasionally They just need to hold on to C point and then occasionally grab 1 point. They kind of done this in reverse right now because they're just getting 1 point and then they need to go back and get their C point back. But it is enough of a stall. They could still stall this long enough to continue holding onto this base. It's still a good practice here by Winter Gaming. You can see here
That
Champion
is a nasty angle.
yeah, this is a and with the amount of chaos happening too, you just don't look there. That is a very, very good play here by Champion. Just
you do get a lot of your bullets blocked though.
You don't know that there's a guy there.
That's a nice combo swap.
Playing very, very well there. And then on the top right, I believe that is Liddy.
That is Liddy.
Yeah, that is Liddy there. Also, just trying to get some wiggle room for her team on this A point. It's
trying to get
really
back
hard.
on it as quick as they can.
Yeah, and you can see some more of that sort of elevator we were looking at there, where Champion was angling. You can just see how many NC guys they're coming up one at a time, and they're just getting immediately mauled to death because it's so hard to just do this one at a time. If I were them, I would be looking for another angle because that elevator is just not working, or just pull a ton of maxes. And it looks like they did go through another angle. They have actually retaken their point, and they're back on it. Now, I don't know.
It was always a question of time with that point, right? If you're dropping SVS there, if you're not allowed to kill the boss, you're not expecting to hold on to it. You're just buying time. Yeah. And I did a good job at that. Look at this info.
Yeah. This is probably the beacon man. That's probably the guy waiting to put that beacon down.
That's a good point.
That is a smart play.
Meanwhile, NC has been able to hold on to C point, but this might become a bit of a fight now. They will just plow through these TR forces. There's not enough of them. Oh, Knight is in the max. Look at that. Beautiful.
For anybody wondering who's winning, because of the way that this format works, it's whoever owns the base in the last second. So right now, VS owns the base, and we've only got a few more minutes left in this. So right now, I would say VS is winning. We'll see if...
solid team kill.
Yeah. That's what you like to see. Right now, we're going to see if NC can come back. It's been mostly NC doing really, really good plays. I haven't seen a lot of Commander Series and stuff, unfortunately. He's been really getting bogged down on whatever angle he's getting spawned in on. So it's been mostly NC just trying to take whatever they can. And occasionally, they've been getting 3 points as well. And then it's just been Winter Gaming holding off whatever horde is coming in from whatever angle. And that's exactly what we're looking at here. They've got the C point. They're trying to hold back.
They're going to get crunched from both sides, yeah.
It's going to be a VS sandwich here in a minute. We're looking at, on the top right, the VS fighting TR side. And then on the main screen here, this is VS fighting NC. They
pushed back NC a lot, though. Like, all these NC aren't getting rezzed, either.
Yep. Yeah, they're actually able to push all the way out of the main tunnel here. They're meeting some more NC forces right on that junction there, you see. And then meanwhile, on that top right, you can see they're still fighting out a couple more TR guys. Back to the main screen here, they're fighting a lot of maxes, and these maxes are extremely good in this kind of quarters. So they're taking them out from a good area. They don't have to worry about being right on a corner there. Instead, they're actually taking them out from the longest range possible. And now here we see VS pushing out towards Commander Sirius's spawn. This is going to be them trying to hold B for just a minute so they can hold on to even more time. But it does look like NC just took that B point, actually. So they're actually not going to meet with Commander Sirius. They're going to be meeting NC guys.
Mowing down people.
Yeah, this is San on close to middle spawn. Now back to Champions POV. He's going to be seeing some of the TR guys, but he's on main spawn or main area there. That should be some NC
no
guys.
No HP. Oh, he does have berserks.
It's a good implant.
I'm not sure if it does look pretty good. I don't know.
It does look pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, B point has been flipped for Winter Gaming. So we're gonna.
NC is getting onto C point here, but the timer is running kind of close.
Yeah, them getting only 2 points still makes it like a 7-minute cap. So it's just not enough. They have to have all 3 right now, and if they want to win, I don't think there's enough time.
Alert time is also running very slightly faster than base cap timers.
Yep. Yeah, so right now there is technically no way to win unless they get all 3 points and hold all 3 points. NC has to really, really push this aggressively. On the top right here, we're seeing the Nasons northern point fights, and on the there we are. So this is where VS is trying to hold back the incoming TR spawn, because again, this is where they're spawning Commander Series' guys are. They're just trying to hold them off as best as they can. This is actually a really smart play by Winter Gaming, guys. They just want to hold at least 1 point, even if it's not their C points, because that's all they need. And they held it off for a pretty long time. Now here comes Commander Series. They're going to take it back. But, of course, we have to see Kamikaze's guys come in and actually take that, because that's the only way they could possibly get this win. So we're going to see very, very shortly, I'm sure, a big push from main junction tunnel, if I were to guess, as they do own that
It's
C
gonna be so
point.
hard, though.
It is. It's going to be
And
extremely
they're losing
hard.
A point? Never mind,
No,
it
they've
just
got it.
flickered for a second.
What we're seeing on the top right is the main junction, where the main junction tunnel actually reaches the C point area. And you can see some of the TR guys already pushing towards underground. We gotta see Kamikaze's guys push into that area, though. Lots and lots of shotgun blasts coming out, doing a little bit of damage. I'm
You
not
might
seeing a
just
ton
want to
of kills by them.
do drops behind. If you can sneak a beacon there and just
Yeah.
flip it for a little bit, that might be easier.
Yeah, and I think it doesn't look like Kamikaze is going for a push, so it does look like they're going to use more of a defensive hold here.
and
B-point is now
is
flipping. I
flickering.
think that's... Nope. Goes away again. Oh, it's flipping again. Flipping again. We might see
And
that
each time
flip
it's
for NC.
flickering, that's quite a few seconds off.
Yep.
But TR is pushing C point here.
Yep. Now, oh, there it is. B point flipped now for NC, but Winter Gaming has managed to grab A point, which is the NC spawn area. So they oh, look at this. 5 more minutes left. Technically not enough time if you can only get 2 points. They have to get all 3. And look at this slugfest here happening on the top floor of the A point. This is NC trying to get their spawn area back. And it is just an absolute slaughter here. But they are going to get it back. You can see them already back on it. Tons and tons of VS forces were there.
They might lose C point over this though.
Yep,
But
I
this
think
is gonna
they
run a lot
will,
of
'cause I'm
time off the time.
I'm seeing a lot of VS moving into C point right now. I think it's going to flip. There it goes. It's starting to flip right now.
That's
You can
still
see on the
a
bottom
decent
right there,
amount
that's
of
the
time
underground
off the
flick.
timer. Like every time they contest or even flip the third point, that's
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
NC
cool.
is definitely not out of the game. They've been playing this so well for this late part of this particular match. We're going to see maybe they could still inch this out. Just barely, but they could still inch this out. It's extremely close right between NC and VS. Technically speaking, Commander Series also can win this because he can steal the cap in the last few seconds. So you don't count him out either.
I don't think you're allowed air transports though, so you have to organize really well if you want to do that.
And we have not seen a lot of like extremely fast movement by Commander Series guys and getting all 3 points by Commander Series guys.
That's
So
true, which is
maybe it's
honestly surprising how we haven't seen that. Because
maybe it's a fake out. I mean, maybe it's just a fake out, and they're just waiting for the last few seconds to really play that out. I mean, we did see one Stalker infill that was on TR near that A point. So maybe they're just waiting it out and playing the long game, and then once everyone's gotten lulled into a sense of security, they'll drop everybody in. That would be an incredible play if we saw that.
I'd be surprised.
I mean, I would be surprised too. I think everybody would. This right here is the southern side where NC is trying to push back into underground. They're meeting up with the VS guys at that choke point. And actually they're pushing in. They're able to get a little bit of ground here. They're getting a little bit pushed back out though. I think VS is rotating back and they're trying to push them out of this. Yeah, there they go. They're getting choked back out. Great play there by VS, rotating back in and actually taking out a lot of the Kamikazes guys. On the top right, you're seeing the A point fight, which is it looks like NC is still holding it pretty well. It's just a couple of the VS guys occasionally flipping it. Which does, it does do something for your time.
Beacon up somewhere, like
yep.
Keep seeing drops coming in, which keeps people occupied,
Yep, it definitely does. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left on this alert. 2 minutes and 43 seconds left if it's a 2-cap capture. So NC has to get this C point. You can see them fighting for their life. Meanwhile, Commander Series' guys, this is a Smellbore POV, just trying to get any kind of ground in that bottom floor area. Immediately getting pushed back. This is that same area, different angle. VS pushing on that northern area, pushing Commander Series' guys all the way out of the building here. Fantastic rotations there. And then this
seems
go ahead.
like so many VS pulled back though that the NC gets to push in, you know?
Yep,
Like, look
and this
at
is
that.
exactly what we're looking at, the NC side, where they've actually managed to make more ground. Oh, great C4 there! That killed like 6 people. As they
and
attack.
2 of those were
Another good
maxes, I
C4.
think.
Look at that!
Oh my god.
They kill all the maxes are dead.
That's 3
They're gonna
maxes
get
on the
res, but
ground.
that was really good C4 usage. And
Are
another
they gonna
one!
get rest?
They did
I
get
think
res,
they
but
might have lost the
immediately
push
killed.
after this.
Oh my god, that was fantastic. I don't know who that medic was, but he's an actual hero. He has just killed that entire push. That practice 2, I think it was. I want to say that's who it was because I saw him there right next to that door frame. Maybe even practice 11 as well because he's also the medic. Fantastic jobs there. We're seeing tons and tons of lasher spam. The lashers, for anybody that doesn't remember, they are the ones with the little bit of AoE effect when it hits the ground, so it's good for these kind of little choke areas. On top right here, we're seeing some San POV as he's also just constantly, running between that generator area, going downstairs to the C point, and just doing great harassment here. You can see lots of people to kill, lots of targets.
Doing damage to the
So
back lines, just killing
Yep.
people is so worth it.
Yeah. And
Ooh,
back on
19
point.
seconds.
Oh, NC made a play. We've
They
got
might-
3
they
points,
might do
15
this.
seconds. Can they get it?
How much do you alert timer? We don't see it on
Oh,
this
B
cam.
point's getting flipped though.
We don't know what the alert timer is on this camera.
Yeah, I can't really see the alert timer, unfortunately.
Oh, we have it on the other cam. It's 4 seconds. Oh, it's
4
just
seconds.
out of time.
Oh, that would have been it. That was so close.
Oh, that was so close.
There
That was
it
a
is.
really valiant effort from
Yeah,
NC in the end.
Commander Sirius at the last second managed to secure his B point back, but in the end, that means that Kamikaze was not able to get his capture. Very close, though, extremely close. So Kamikaze did not get it, though. Winter Gaming takes the Nasons fight. Phenomenal job.
Real
That was
quick, while we
fantastic.
still have time, big shout out to my good friend Interlude.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to shout out Interlude. He asked for a shout out earlier. I always got to remember it. Thank you. We're just seeing a couple of guys here dropping in from that elevator side. The event itself is over, but it's always nice to see this sort of wave of people.
I don't
just
think I
continue
saw
to
a
move.
broadcast message call it yet, but that might be because we have a cam without the HUD on right now.
Maybe, yeah. That's probably all it is. But yeah, it is. It was a very it was extremely fun to watch. There we go. Nicely done, all from Broadcaster. So that was the Nasons fight. There is going to be one more. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Winter Gaming has now won 2 of these. That puts him
That
at
is
100
correct.
points.
They've won the Bastion battle, and the what's this one called? The
Nason's Soldier Showdown.
Soldier Showdown.
Yeah.
So that leaves us with the combined arms Emerald Alert for 45 minutes.
So that puts him at 100 points. That puts Kamikaze at 50 points. And then again, to remind everybody how the Amrish Alert, the upcoming event, is going to be going, whoever wins that one gets 100 points, and then second place gets 20 points. So if Winter Gaming wins that, obviously he's going to be the winner. But if Kamikaze wins that actually means he's the winner instead. That would put him at 150 points instead. And then if Commander Sirius wins, that puts him at 100 points as well, which would tie him with Winter Gaming. But if Winter Gaming gets second place, that would mean Winter Gaming gets 20 points, which would put him over the top.
Thank you, Gelos, for the math lesson.
Thank you. I did my best. I was listening to the rules earlier, so I wanted to make sure we cleared that up.
Okay, well, we're gonna go to like another 10-15 minute break, we're not sure.
Just a short break, I'm sure. We're going to get things set up, or rather they're going to get things set up, and then we will be back once again.
And for that, we'll have Anna instead of me, because it is late in Europe, and I will go to bed.
Yeah.
But
so it's going to be
casting this.
Yeah. The infantry fights are always extremely fun to cast, and this was a very unique sort of thing to watch. So very, very happy that I was able to be the caster for this one. This was very fun. But yes, next event is going to be me casting with Anna as my co-cast. We're going to be having a great time casting an entire alert on Amrish. It's going to be a very, very interesting thing to watch. Come back in just a little bit, everybody.
It's half an alert, Gelos.
Oh, all right. Hey, it's me, the producer. I'm not actually Gelos and Gretchen. My bad, real quick. So it looks like there was a bit of a mix-up about what was going on next. The event was originally scheduled to end now, and because of difficulties with like scheduling and stuff, it looks like some people aren't able to keep going. You know, they expected it to end at 5 p.m. Pacific, and now we're kind of running into like, hey, I had other events that I was going to do. And unfortunately, it looks like some of the leaders, like the key leaders and stuff, and a lot of people are no longer playing or available. So we're going to be raiding the main channel. The main channel is going to be doing some interviews with the captains, and then they're going to be hopping on live for a little bit. So if you want to catch an alert with your favorite content creator, you can totally do so. So that's going to be it for the PSB stream. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, we're just going to go raid the... Do I have raid permission? I hope I have raid permission. All right, we're going over there. Okay. All right, we're going over there now. Haha. Thanks for watching, everyone. Enjoy the interviews. Bye.